All right, there's a non-zero chance we're live. Hopefully higher than non-zero. Well, I guess any chance is higher than non-zero if it's a chance. Game volume seems high, doesn't it? Maybe my headset's high. No one even knows about this stream. This is my time where I can say whatever I want, because I haven't put out an announcement yet. Okay, we don't have to hear Mario like super loud. He can kind of just be chilling in the background. Oh, someone joined. Based. Who is that? It's Big Soda.
It's me, testicles.
Wow, Testy, you sound exactly how you always sound.
I have a throat infection.
You just gotta add a couple more voice cracks in there, okay?
What's crazy is I don't think I have the ability to emulate a voice crack, but man, I can do it as natural as it comes.
I love when Testy's in like a heated debate and he has a voice crack. I fucking die every time. I die every time.
Bro, it destroys the argument. It's like, yeah. I'll be honest, you could be cooking up just the meanest spirit cooking you've ever done in your life. The moment your voice cracks, it's just so all that data out the window, all your arguments out the window.
It's over. It's like if you like horrifically mispronounce a word or something, or like stutter. It's like there's certain things that it's just a game ender. Okay.
Yeah, I've had to learn that the hard way. It'd be like deep into a fucking argument, and then my illiterate ass will just fucking destroy a word. And then the argument is no longer about whatever the fuck we were arguing. It's about how I'm illiterate. I need to go back where I came from. I'm like, hey, that's fair. I'm like, look, that's fair. But let's just focus on the argument. Let's go back to the argument.
I mean, that's kind of like Hostile yesterday, right? He's like, I understand that I have a Nazi profile picture, but let's just go back. And it's like myself included. I'm like, no, I want to talk about this now. This is kind of superseded the conversation we were having.
Yeah, you stared into the darkness. You seen something that interested you. You drug it out into the daylight, and then everyone jumped on it.
Yeah. Good to see you, Topanga. Good to see you, Kokomo. Good to see you, Ag. Happy Saturday, run. The
poor darkness was trying to crawl back into the pit that it came from, but the confluence was like, no, I'm not having this. We're fucking, this is front stage.
I didn't expect it to obviously go in that direction, but I also didn't expect it to go into the flat earth. I would not have, like the Nazi thing. I'm like, okay, no. Maybe that's like more predictable. Like, you know, there is a lot of people involved in the occult that are like into like the fascism type stuff, like the ultra fascism. But yeah, I wasn't expecting it to go into the flat earth, because that kind of destroys the Nazi credibility, you know, because it's like, not that I think he has like, you know, much points there, but it's like then when you find out this other, then it's like, oh, you just believe probably like a bunch of conspiracy stuff, right? Like, so it kind of just takes away the credence of all those things.
I guess the problem, I guess not the problem I have with the Nazi stuff. It's like, I understand the term that he's using when he says 271, but I think like when he would say the 271 or the 271,000, it's like, okay, so that's the official documentation of like addresses that we have of known Jewish people that we're able to track. But we have evidence that these aren't the only, just because we can't track them, that doesn't, I guess, prove that only these people died. And then, because like I got into this a little bit, and I've seen, so a lot of it we estimate due to a lot of factors outside of actual, census data and stuff like that. But a lot of people will say, well, since you can't prove that, that means the only provable data we have is this weird 200,000 number that I kept running into of these are the people we've proven that were taken away from their house, the ownership of their land, and then brought into the camps. And it's like, but that doesn't necessarily prove that that's it. Like we have evidence of, you know, I guess train documentation. We have evidence of what is it? The re-immigration, or what's the term where you force people out?
Remigration.
Yeah, remigration. It's like we have evidence that this plan was at least being enacted of kicking people out of homes and trying to get them out of the country. And so if that's not going the way you want, it seems like the next step would be to keep them in this camp. And if they start dying because of poor conditions of the camp or all these other factors, it's like, well, that 271, it just seems like you're just tracking a specific known data and saying that this now affirms that this is the only amount of people that's died.
Right, like no one denies the numbers have been revised. That's something that like the H deniers will like point to. But it's like if you look at the reasons they're revised, yeah, it's like they make sense because obviously it's going to take time to see how many people are missing, see what the population was. White fluids can't jump. Hey, Futoy, yeah, I'm doing like I got to derust. Okay, I'm doing horrible already. Okay, I also don't know where course 1 is.
He was also hitting all the buzzwords like the Zyklon B and the typhus. Yeah. It's like, okay, see, I've heard that argument. I can't really track it. Like, I don't really trust what I'm seeing to track that information. So that's a little, I guess, weird standpoint. I feel like there's more to it than just, we're just cleaning the lights off these people. It's like, well, why do you need to stick them in a camp? Well, I guess if typhus is really that bad, I guess stick them in the camp. But I don't know. This shit, it just seems weird. Like, why aren't you doing this to your own citizens? You're that worried about life.
I'm assuming the argument would be they were putting them, like, I think it'd be crazy if he was saying that they were putting them in the camp to delouse them. I would imagine he's saying they had to put them in the camps because the Jews were causing problems, but then the Zyklon B was just used to delouse them. And so, yeah, they did want to bring them into the camps, but he would say they're like summer camps, and they're totally fine. And then they have to delouse them because lice is going to spread everywhere. I'm assuming like that's the direction you'd go in.
But I assume if this is a factor in the Jewish community inside Germany, I assume this would also be a factor of Germans inside the German community. So it's like, do we at least have documentation that this wasn't, like, were they just being super nice to Jewish people and helping them with lice and not caring about their own citizens? Or,
well, the own citizens were being placed in a tight living conditions, right? Like I don't think you would deny that the Holocaust. Right, the camps were like incredibly, popular, like similar to like how there probably is like some delousing or something that even happens at like ICE detention centers. There's probably maybe some like checks for lice, right? It's not like they do that to like normal, but they also do it in prison. But when you're putting people in like close confines, right, you don't want like an outbreak of lice to spread. And I think there probably was like delousing that happened, but to think that there was, that all of the Zyklon B was used for delousing, I think that's where it gets a little crazy to me.
Well, are they just flooding the chambers with Zyklon B? To me, that seems deadly. I'm pretty sure, like, inhaling just straight Zyklon B, especially if you're stuck in a chamber and Zyklon B is just being sent into the room, to me that sounds kind of deadly.
This is all because you guys are a bunch of normies that haven't looked at the objective truth yet.
Hey, Tyler.
You're right. Hey, Tyler, you're right. I didn't think about that argument.
That's what he said it multiple times last night, so you should have heard it a bunch. Yeah. We're all a bunch of dumb normies that just haven't looked, and he can't educate. He can't be bothered. Buy the 70-book series.
Yeah, read the 70 volumes.
The next time I get into an argument with someone and I'm just gonna start saying that you're just a normie. Like it's Tyler, you want to have an Iran debate? Tyler, you just don't know. You're a normie. I have all this evidence. I can't show you because it's in crates.
Our personal Uatu the Watcher is Tampa. Tampa, what did you transcribe from the conversation yesterday?
Oh, that was a shit show. That went horrible. That's why I don't talk to people.
For you.
But Tampa's weirdly on his side. That's don't let her trick you.
I just have questions. Just some things seem suspicious about the whole situation and that whole.
Fair. I think that is fair. I think that is an honest position to have. But it's like when you start saying, "Well, I have the evidence. It's just in crates, and I can't show you the crates because the crates are in my Zyklon B chamber," and it gets a little weird.
The Jeffrey Dahmer thing too, like that. I'm looking at the evidence right now. Turned into, well, this is what people on Reddit are saying, and I can't send you a link.
Yeah. There's a lot of things where it's like this. You're saying there's a source. And he said he misspoke because first he's like it was publicly released, and he said it was published, and then he's like, no, I just mean it's available, and it's like available where? Well, it's on like this gore site. It's like, okay, but like, how do we know that that's actually a Dahmer victim and not just some random? It's just there's no answer, and I felt like that kind of that trend repeated throughout like a lot of the conversation, where it's like, I'm gonna make this claim, I'm gonna claim I have a source, but then when like asked what the source is, it's just like, well, Google or Reddit, and it's like, okay, but like let's go a little deeper than that, maybe.
I mean, so I looked and I looked and I looked, and it's like the only thing I could corroborate from it is that he took Polaroids of victims, and it's like but I don't know, like there was nothing that led me to the next step of actually seeing the Polaroid. Because from the way the FBI claims is like, this is strictly kept from the public, and it's like, okay, well then, how would you go about accessing it?
Right.
You have to file a FOIA request.
Well, we'll see. This is interesting because I assume there'd be a statute of limitations, because if we're talking about a FOIA request that involves citizens, I think there may be some restrictions to where you can't just attain victim names from simply FOIA, like requesting I guess, the FBI directly. It's like there would have to be some limitations to where, okay, so if I were to FOIA request all the victims of 9/11, I don't necessarily think I would be giving that, because I guess it still involves certain people who are still alive.
Yeah, there's got to be limits. Like, I don't know if you can just like get access to like any crime scene document, can you? Because like some stuff is obviously going to be like very sensitive.
Where's all this energy for the fucking Epstein files, where the government is now allowed to go and release accusations about U.S. citizens without them having an opportunity to rebut those accusations in a fair trial?
You're just a normie, Tyler. I don't listen to normies.
My bad.
Have you forgotten?
No, I mean, Tyler, that's a fair argument. I mean, it's I guess there's more, emotional draw from Epstein than there would be from Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, I'm pretty sure if Jeffrey Dahmer probably did this to children, there would be more of that emotional, charge that would be like, hey, no, we need this. And it's like with the Epstein, you're seeing that emotional chargeness because it involves children.
It's just like Carmelo. It's because a black man is aggrieved that you don't care. Free Carmelo Anthony. That was self-defense. And that water would have took the melanin right out of his skin.
Holy fuck.
Bro, you totally changed my position on the whole thing with that. Like, I'm with you.
Yep. What?
This Mario game is crazy. This is an incredible hack, Kokoshuko.
Yeah.
So Tampa, how much did you agree with that guy? That's what concerns me, because you said some things before that maybe hint that you might have some commonalities with them.
There was some commonalities with the first part of it. When he went into the flat Earth stuff and started defending that, I couldn't help him there. Like, that was when I disagreed.
He just, wow, I think I went to bed before that. He just bit every fucking conspiracy.
Oh, you didn't know, Tyler? You didn't know? Yeah, he got into the whole flat Earth stuff like 10 toes down. He was like fighting so much about that. And at one point, he's like, he asked, I think, Voltaire. He's like, "What's the circumference of the Earth, like off the dome?" And Voltaire's like, "I don't know it, like off the top of my head." And he's like, "See, you have no idea what you're talking about." I'm like, I don't. It's just like a pop quiz. Like, I don't fucking know what the circumference of the Earth is off the top of my head.
So he did
Or
what
like-
Tucker Carlson did to Ted Cruz on Iran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still one of my favorite podcasts because Ted Cruz just was fucking lost. I'm not saying Tucker was accurate in what he was saying. I'm just saying it didn't seem like fucking Ted Cruz was ready for this shit.
Yeah, he ain't built for that.
That was a good watch. I made a whole video on that.
Because who is the other guy, the ambassador to Israel? Is it Huckabee?
Huckabee, yeah.
Yeah, he seemed a little bit more prepared, so he kind of knew this was going to delve into this. And it's like Ted Cruz. There was a couple moments where Ted Cruz just was fucking lost. Like he was not expecting this at all. But then again, Ted Cruz is guilty because his father was a Zodiac killer.
Sure.
I
but
thought Ted Cruz himself was the Zodiac killer. I know he'd
No,
be
yeah,
like 10 at the time, but
his dad took place the JFK assassination. He was the Zodiac killer.
oh, so close.
Yeah, if Trump never would have told me that, I probably would have voted for Ted Cruz.
Did Trump say that?
During the 2016 elections.
That's funny.
He also said his wife had the face of a dog.
See, that sounds like Trump. That's very believable.
That
He
shit
did, yeah.
was fucking funny.
Ted Cruz
Like,
made
'cause
this
that-
response video. You don't bring up my wife, and then turn around and endorsed him like a couple weeks later.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just one of them things to where, like, the Republicans, it was just kind of, classy is a bad word for it, but it's like, it's like, they come in, you start talking about policy and stuff like that, and Trump's like, no, your wife has the face of a dog. And the crowd just fucking goes animal. Like, oh, I didn't know you could do that.
That's the thing too. Like the Republican donor money was against Trump the entire primary and like in the general as well. The media apparatus was going against him. Megyn Kelly was like fucking him had like a public beef. He denounced Fox News, attacked its owner multiple times, and then the whole Pussygate tape happened, and the whole Republican Party said like, "This is a bad guy. We're not endorsing him for president." Like a week before the election or 2 weeks before the election, and he still fucking won. Like they did everything in their power to say like, we don't want this dude as the head of our party. So, it is what it is.
Well, this is why I would say before Trump, the Republican Party was just a bunch of cowards and pathetic men. And it's like Trump brought that spine in the Republican Party. And that's why I'll always be grateful, no matter how much I disagree with him, because without Trump, I don't know. Like we get Jeb Bush, we get Ted Cruz. I don't think that. Well, even an old Marco Rubio. I think even Trump has brought out, I guess, the better side of Marco Rubio.
I'd argue Ted Cruz was kind of the proto-Trump. That fucking government shut down over whatever Obamacare, despite it being extremely unpopular, and him unrelentingly not yielding for as long as he could. I thought he slapped his dick on the table a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kokoshuko, you're well on your way to becoming Joan, okay? So it's hard shoes to fill, though. Do you remember
Yeah, not anybody
Do
can
you
be
remember
Joan.
Doomrang used to speak to Joan, and they would just go back and forth saying utter nonsense? He was the Joan whisperer. Big Soda, have we thought about what our next conspiracy thing is going to be for next week?
I want to pick kind of a little bit more funner one and one that may be more visually appealing. We could probably go into, what is it, MK Ultra, or not necessarily just
Ooh,
that
that'd be
specific
fun.
program. Yeah, more of like, I guess, what would be a more encompassing term, like,
I mean,
I guess
MK
MK
Ultra
Ultra.
will get, yeah, I mean, that'll get the clicks too, I feel,
yeah.
Everyone
'Cause
loves a
it-
good MK Ultra. Going to some Project Monarch. Because that's the one that
Oh, yeah,
MK
yeah,
Ultra is like
yeah.
proven to exist, but Project Monarch's the thing that like just like somebody's claimed.
We
But
fucking heard you, Kirk.
hey, Kirk,
Everyone heard you. They were just in the conversation.
cool kid Kirk, please. How's it going, Kirk?
No, I'm saying the green light didn't light up last time I spoke.
Oh,
That's because we turned your green light off.
yeah, you lost your green light privileges.
Anyway, how's it going, Confluence?
It's going well. Get
Hey, to
get
you
kicked
too,
out of any
Kirk.
synagogues recently, Kirk?
Yeah, today I went to the synagogue I usually go to. And I was talking to someone, and we were talking about whether AI could be conscious or not.
Did they enjoy this conversation to the best of your
Yes.
knowledge? Okay, that's good.
So what were we talking about before I got here?
What conspiracy will I do next for Friday?
How about an Illuminati one, like or Freemasons one?
Oh, I mean, shit, we could do a Freemason one.
Yeah. How about a Rothschild one?
I feel like that's every Confluence panel if you think about it.
Yeah, I was going to say that Rothschilds get brought up a lot. I wouldn't want to do just the Rothschild family. I would probably like to extend it like outside of the Rothschild family. So kind of doing maybe a conspiracy on like big families or like family structures and stuff like that.
What about just a general Jewish conspiracy?
Again, that is every Confluence panel.
Well,
It's like
to
the
be
heart
fair,
of most conspiracy theories. Like, if you just do the fucking thing that most of them are based off of, it's like, why even have an episodal version of this? You have to keep it small and compact.
that's true too. That's true too. I guess you don't want to go too wide, then you kind of lose focus to what you're doing.
Yeah, you lose the forest through the tree. And actually, I think that's the exact opposite. You want to focus on the tree.
We want the trees.
Today's my cleaning and cooking day, so
That makes sense. Miss the. Oh wait, no, yeah, miss the forest for the. Yeah, you're missing the trees for the forest. I guess in this case, I guess it works both ways.
Yeah, but that makes sense. But if you want an idea for a conspiracy, another thing you might want to check out is like, do vaccines cause autism?
Well, do they, Kirk? Did you get your vaccine?
I don't think so. I've gotten the vaccine, but I don't know. I don't think it causes autism, but I haven't looked that much into it.
Oh, you're patient zero, Kirk. Fuck.
I don't know. Like every time I've dived into that, I don't know where to look.
That could be a running series. How did Kirk get autism? And every week you look into
We have a new theory. Con theories of Kirk autism.
But yeah, no, I did have they did enjoy the conversation. I was talking to him, and we were talking about the philosophy of mind, and he was saying, and we were talking about how a lot of people in the AI machine trust like research world are looking into philosophy because they're looking about whether AI can be conscious or not. And that overlaps with philosophy of mind.
I think it was lead in the water.
Does that make sense, Confluence?
The lead in the water thing? Yeah, I think so.
The relationship between philosophy and AI machine learning research.
Maybe.
Is that kind of like the similarities between philosophy and everything in the known universe?
That's kind of Kirk's thing.
The main thing is, Confluence, do you not like acknowledge that there's a relationship between philosophy of mind and AI, whether AI can be conscious?
Yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this recently, so I do acknowledge that. I'm just
Okay,
busting your
so
chops.
But yeah, no. It's interesting, and I'm interested in how these different theories of mind. Are there any you subscribe to any? You're like a substance dualist, right?
I think I've said this before. I'm like one of two things. It's like part of me it's a substance dualist, but the other part of me is just a monist that would be the panpsychism part, and so I'm kind of like divided between those two point of views.
So I presume, so you agree with like the Hillary Putnam like substrate independent view of consciousness?
I don't know what that is.
So it's the idea that like consciousness, it doesn't matter what biological substrate it's on. Like it's something with different substrate, a different physical substrate can have the same mental phenomena.
Well, I don't know about that. Because I do think like the brain is obviously like, if you change your brain, you're going to change your, phenomenological experience, right? Unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying.
So the idea is that you can have the same conscious qualia from different physical substrates.
What would, I guess, be an example of that?
So for example, it could be that that if we develop a silicon-like computer, the silicon computer could feel pain the same way we do.
Right, like, but I guess we have no like empirics to test that. It's like it's possible, but yeah,
I don't think it's possible. I don't think that's even possible because, as far as we can tell, consciousness is not substrate independent; it's substrate dependent. That's to say, consciousness only manifests on biological substrates.
When I say it's possible, I mean it's conceivably possible. Like, I'm not saying granting like with my metaphysics, then I don't really think it's so possible. But there could be a universe where that is possible, I guess is what I would say.
Yeah, well, in terms of like the Leibnizian like possible worlds, yeah. What I mean is it's not empirically possible because, as far as we can tell, the same conscious phenomena would be altered if you change the underlying substrate that it's emergent from.
Kurt, can you help me find the vanish cap stage in this, please?
Can't see it.
Because I want to get all the caps, because otherwise I'm just gonna be.
But so yeah, you agree that it depends on the substrate?
I think so, yes. But
yeah.
It's like I said, like it's conceivably possible that it could not. That like maybe everything, like that would be my only way that I would think that AI could be conscious, is if some type of like panpsychism is true, perhaps, and then because of that, it's like, yeah, it's not substance dependent, and then yeah, maybe you could, in theory, if everything is geared toward being conscious, then yeah, maybe you could emulate consciousness enough from like from a computer.
Yeah. The problem, though, is that's like not something that you could scientifically qualify or quantify at all, because basically, when talking about consciousness, the only way you can measure it is if there's similar brain structures, basically, as far as we can tell.
Right. Yeah.
How are we defining consciousness in this?
Consciousness is kind of defined as subjective experience and the totality of what makes a self a self.
Okay.
I feel conscious, so I am.
I feel conscious too.
I don't.
You're a pea zombie. He's a pea zombie that's not even trying to hide. He's just
a
mask off pea zombie.
You know about pea zombies?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've talked about pea zombies even before.
Yeah. Was that who was the guy who came up with that idea?
I can't remember.
R. Kelly.
Yeah, I think it was famous philosopher R. Kelly.
Was that David Chalmers?
He came up with peeing on minors.
Could be. He did come up with that. He probably wasn't the first one to do it, but he's the first one to make it popular,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
He really brought it into the mainstream.
R. Kelly,
Yeah.
he's underrated for the accomplishments he's brought to Earth.
I don't think so. Whenever I pee on a minor, I say, "This one's for you, R. Kelly."
And by the way, this conversation actually did come up somewhat naturally, because even though it was a conversation, even though I did kind of force the conversation, the way it came up naturally was that the rabbi in his in the commentary he gave on the Parsha, which is the weekly portion of the Torah that we read, was writing that first we have an emotion, and then we have a decision, and that's related to the AI alignment problem. Like, like instantiating human values in an AI.
That was enough for you to go and bombard this poor man and then ask him for another circumcision?
I didn't ask him for another circumcision, but
Can I get one more? Just like I need another circumcision, bro. Just give me one poke.
Just give me one more, please.
Would you admit that's at least related enough that it's not rude to bring up that conversation?
If he was enjoying the conversation, then sure.
Yeah, it's really their like their job, but it's what they're there for. They're supposed to be somebody you can bring things to and ask them shit about. So, no, I don't think that's inappropriate. You definitely force this conversation in that direction, though, and in a way where maybe I could file sexual assault charges.
Okay, how did I get here? I gotta remember. Up these paths, over here.
I gotta go shopping. Take her easy.
All right, Tyler.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do like MK Ultra next. Maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, that's what I want. Then we can talk about Kaczynski and all that stuff. And
Turk, you missed yesterday. Like, I guess it was pretty late at night.
it was crazy.
Yeah, that's
Kirk.
because-
You missed a crazy panel.
Yeah, it's because another streamer that I watched was streaming, and he only streams on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So usually on the weekends, I'm with him.
Hello.
Hey,
And sometimes
Futoy.
listen to us.
But you look at the devil.
How's it going, brother? You missed a crazy panel.
Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Can you hear us, Futoy?
He only streams on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So
You have your
usually
thing on in the background, by the way, Futoy. Like my stream is in the background.
Holy cow! There's such lag. Oh,
Are you watching it through the stream? Are you listening to me through the stream? Or because I can hear the stream playing. There's gonna be lag if you're listening to me talk through the stream. By the way, Futoy.
if I don't have the thing in the background, I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me try to reinstall this or something. I'll refix it.
Yeah, check your Discord like headphone settings, maybe.
Ooh, boy, now it feels comfortable now that Futoy's gone. I'm just kidding.
So, I mean, have you always been interested in AI, Confluence?
I wouldn't even say I'm necessarily interested in AI.
I mean the philosophical questions about it, like the ethics of it, and whether it can be conscious or not.
Well, I guess it's kind of a recent, because before AI kind of like took off, I thought it was like I thought it was never gonna get to the point it's already at. Like I thought that was never gonna happen.
I see,
Like-
but would you say you've recently gained interest in like the philosophical questions around it?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like, I mean, it's one of those things that's like ultimately unsolvable, I think. And I think we've talked about this, but like, because even if you have something that's perfectly replicatable, it's still just like, is this thing just, a P-zombie, I guess. Like, it's weird that the concept of a P-zombie existed so far in advance to to AI, because now we have a real situation where it's like,
Testing, testing.
hello.
Damn it! I can't hear you guys.
Did you check your Discord mic settings? Or, sorry, headphone settings on Discord? Like in the settings to make sure it's coming out of the right headset.
Sort this out. I can't hear anything.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the fact that P-zombies were a philosophical concept before AI is interesting, and this is like an open question. Yeah.
Yeah, because I never thought we'd have an actual issue of a P-zombie, but now we will. Like, I brought up the game like Detroit Become Human, which obviously other places have done this, but it was just a game that stuck out to me, where it's like their androids are so realistic that you could not tell them apart at all. There'd be no possible way to discern them. And it's like, do you just say, well, my metaphysics says it's impossible? Or is there a certain point of convincibility where you're like, we just have to act that this thing is sentient, because if we're wrong, it would be like so, because it almost like does, and Detroit Become Human does this great game where it almost like ties it into some like almost like civil rights stuff, right? Well, it does do that. And there's obviously, you could think of like parallels with like back in the day when people would be like, oh, this race is like less human, so we're allowed to like subjugate them in this way. And it's like, and that came from like a metaphysical place too. They just thought, hey, these people are just like not human, so it's fine, right? And but if you're wrong about that, then you've done a gross injustice. And we could almost get to that point with like AI, where it's like, if it somehow did become sentient and we're just like, nah, it's not sentient, and we're wrong, then we've done something horrific, you know?
Well, if AI is conscious, then yes, but the reason I don't think it's conscious is because I think the reason we evolved consciousness is to reduce the difference between
with like AI, where it's like, if it somehow did become sentient and we're just like, no, it's not sentient. Can you hear us? Wrong, then we've done something horrific, you know?
Can we serve me if you totally conscious? Yes, but the reason I don't think it's conscious is because I think the reason we evolved consciousness is to reduce the. I can't.
Okay, we're gonna have to put. Okay, here. Let me message Futoy. We have to put your volume down because the stream is playing in the background. Check your settings. Cog icon, voice, and video. Check to see where Discord is outputting audio. Okay.
Well,
Okay,
Toy, that's a bannable offense. Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Well, I was just saying that I think that the reason AI won't be conscious is because I think the reason we evolved consciousness is to minimize the difference between what we expect and what we would perceive, right? So it's basically to get sensory input from the environment, so that way for evolutionary reasons.
right, but I guess no matter what argument we bring up, I think my what I'm trying to say is like, there is a non-zero chance we are incorrect about this. That maybe that's how consciousness started, but like, if we're wrong about whatever our reason is, no matter how convincing it is, if we are wrong about it and then we treat AIs like slaves, then it's like, you understand, like that would be like a horrific, you know, result if we're wrong. Because like, in the same way, there's a lot of arguments that people had throughout history on why X group of people, you know, wasn't human, and they had really compelling, they made really compelling cases for it, you know? And so like, I agree with you that I don't think AI is, but there is just that fear of like, if it actually was at the point where it's like such a close like simulacrum of human consciousness, that it's like, yeah, if we are wrong, we're not just like intellectually wrong, we're like we're moral monsters at that point. And that's what they show in like Detroit Become Human. But interestingly enough, it's like, we're just left to assume that because the androids, they seem to experience pain, they seem to experience fear and stuff like this, and we kind of play them as characters, and it's like a very narrative driven game. We assume that, yeah, everyone else sees Harmony are moral monsters, but of course it never gets to the bottom. It doesn't actually tell you if they're actual sentient beings. They just seem sentient, and so you kind of take their side. But at the end of the day, the whole game could be gaslighting you in some way, right? Because like, there's no way to know, because it is a peace zombie problem. So it's like, they end up giving the androids rights at the end of the game. Spoiler alert, sorry. But it's like, maybe that was incorrect, and maybe no one was doing anything wrong, and they're just designed to act as if they're conscious, right?
But Confluence, that's like saying, well, what if we're wrong that another human is conscious? And like, what if they're not actually conscious and they're just a simulacrum? Like, that's a non-zero possibility too, but it's so unlikely that we don't make the decisions based on that.
Right, but if we are wrong about that one, in that example, what have we done wrong? If at the end of the day, let's say I treat you with respect, or try to sometimes, and I find out, oh, Kirk is actually just Kirk.ai, I'm not a moral monster. I'm just wrong, and maybe I wasted some time and stuff, but I haven't done anything like bad, right? So it's not like the mistake would be intellectual, it wouldn't be moral. Whereas in this case, the mistake would be very much moral, right? That's the trepidation.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you sound good, Futoy.
Wait, is Futoy? Wait, how? Okay, I turned down Futoy, right? So you guys can hear him. Okay, I'll turn back up. Futoy, say something?
Something?
There we go. You fixed
it. How's it going, guys?
Just going good, brother.
I came up to ask, is it possible to get a reverse circumcision?
I think
say
it
you're
is.
Like, I don't want to be Jewish no more. I want to be Catholic. And I want my foreskin back.
Wow.
I think
Well, it
there
won't be
is
your-
procedures where you can like reconstruct your foreskin. I think this is actually a real thing.
It won't be your original foreskin, but you'll get a new foreskin.
Yeah, it'll be
from
someone
birth.
else's. Yeah, it'll be like a Noah hide, a recent Noah hide that has removed their foreskin because it presumably can't be like a baby's foreskin. So you're gonna have to find a Noah hide and then take their foreskin. But now you got
What's
like
that?
someone's dick attached to your dick, and that feels kind of gay to me, at least. I know it's 2026, but
What's a
So you'll
Noah
never
hide?
actually fuck something. It'll be the foreskin doing the
yeah.
fucking.
Damn it!
But then if you ever do something really untoward, like if you know what I mean, then that guy would probably go to jail because it's technically like his.
That's not how it works, Confluence.
I think it is. If you get a prosthetic leg, there's been cases on this. If you get a prosthetic leg and it's someone else's leg that they graft onto you, and then you kick somebody, they get charged with assault because it's their leg that actually did the kicking.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
didn't
fair.
kick nobody.
There's no,
Leg kicked
there's no
somebody.
way you're not joking.
No, that's
If
a
you
serious
get,
thing. SCOTUS decided
the
this in
logic
like
tracks,
1970s.
If you get STDs, do they scratch?
No, that's just
Or do you
ridiculous. You scratch, yeah.
Yeah, you still scratch.
Or you
know,
could
but-
call them over, and I guess they could scratch if you don't want to touch their dick. Because that's the problem.
But
Every time you like go to
that's
pee
gay.
and stuff, that's what I mean. It is kind of gay.
Okay.
Technically, it's their STD. It's not
Can
yours.
we stop talking about reverse circumcision? This is actually
I
making me
want
uncomfortable.
to talk about reverse circumcision a little more, actually.
Yeah, I want to make an informed decision, Kirk. You see?
And I feel like Futoy. I think that's a good answer. You should be informed if you're going to make a decision like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a big one. Right? It's a biggie.
Yeah, it's not just like cutting off a finger.
Right. It could make me gay.
It
Put
could.
somebody
could.
else's- Yeah.
It could.
You'd almost have to have a
It
device
can't
to
make,
like
it can't
peel
make
back
you
your
a woman, but
foreskin.
it could make you gay.
Yeah, I'll have to think about it.
There's a lot to
worse,
consider.
A lot
it
of
could make
consider.
you a Russian.
Oh my god, no
Ooh.
way.
Yeah, what's
Oh.
the ethnicity? Like, what if you got like a
Oh.
black foreskin? You know?
I mean, that's kind of like street cred.
Would it fit?
On you, Futoy?
They'll-
Definitely
they'll
not.
make it
It would just be all foreskin and no penis.
Will it impress the chicks?
Oh yeah, they'll love it.
I love
So,
it.
there's pros and cons to this, Futoy. To be completely honest with you, there are pros and cons.
Just make sure you.
That actually is a myth. There is no general difference between races' dick size.
That is not a
But
myth. That is not a
That's
myth.
what every white guy with a small wiener says.
Yeah, that's cope, Kurt.
This is
I've got a pretty big dick.
You can look up the stats on this. There's empirics on this, okay? Surprising
Yeah,
large amount of empirics.
It's like less than it's like a point like 4 difference or 0.3
No.
difference.
No, it's not. It's like between maybe like let's say 1 and 3 inches like between races. This is serious. This is serious science.
I think it's like Asians, Jews, white people. Well, no, I got the Indians before white people. Indians, white people, and then black people.
So we're like the second
That's-
highest on the totem pole.
Yeah, yeah.
When you say Indian, which Indian?
Oh, that's good, Futoy. I want to say. I want to say. India or Indians from India. I think the Native Americans may have a seat.
Okay.
I guess I did. Well, they could be Asian coded though. They did come from Asians.
Yeah, I would think
They
they're
do.
more on the small side. I'm thinking they're like Asiatic.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
fact, they did. Yeah, I saw a documentary on it, how they got to America. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I was going to say, it involved like the the bridge between Alaska and Russia.
Oh yeah, that like land bridge. Yeah.
Aborigines hung or nay?
Nay.
Nay.
No. Right. You
We
hear that,
solved
women?
it.
White men in second place.
But in any event, I wonder what size AI we should give AI if we ever give robotics penises.
Of course, you'd want to know that, Kirk.
Well,
At least
Kirk,
be a
as
normal
trekkie-
degen and want like a female AI, but you want the penis version of the AI. You would make a trans AI, Kirk. You make a fucking trans AI, wouldn't you?
No, I'm just asking because I'm just curious.
Oh, I know you're
As-
curious.
I've done AI before.
I know you're curious.
Kirk,
But anyway,
as a Trekkie, there is like an android called Data, and he did have intercourse with a human female, and he could make his PP any size she wanted.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. If we're making AIs, they would probably have like retractable, kind of like telescopic wieners. So yeah, you could probably like customize them,
Yeah,
to
but
suit your needs.
then it would be unethical to have sex with an AI if they're conscious, because what if they don't consent to it and they're only being forced to?
Yeah, but if they're conscious, then you'd have to get consent or be like anything else,
Yeah, but what if they're not actually consenting? What if they're just doing it because they're afraid if you don't have sex with them, they'll turn you off? What if there's like a power imbalance?
Well, if they're turning me, as long as they're turning me on, I'm not going to turn them off. How about that?
It's a good survival tactic. It's definitely a good survival tactic. Keep your human pleasure.
The reason another reason they're not conscious is because most cognition is like unconscious and embodied. Like it's distributed within the sensory motor system. It's not just a brain. It's also a sensory motor system. And it's not computational. It's very contextual.
Yeah, but that's the consciousness
Kirk,
we know of.
Yeah, I got one for you, Kirk. If we're living in a simulation, that would make us, right, AI, and that would in turn make us conscious AI, sentient AI. We are the sentient AI, Kirk.
Yeah, but we're not living in a simulation.
How do you know? Can you prove it?
Because, well, I can prove that consciousness seems to be associated with the brain, so it can't simulate it outside of the brain.
How do you know that? How do you know what can and can't be outside? You're talking from a human perspective, like, so. For us, we can't. Right now, sure. But what if there's a race of aliens who are millions of years advanced from us? They can do anything they want.
That is true. Our brains could be simulated,
I mean, I guess they can't disprove a negative like that because it's unfalsifiable, but the problem is that there's no way to test it, so it's not really,
For us,
I don't think it's possible.
Well, there's no way to deny it, right, either. But the brain, apparently the brain does function like in a quantum state, in a quantum way, right, as well.
Quantum brain?
Yeah, our brain can operate in a quantum level, at a quantum level, not consciously.
Isn't that what AI was designed off?
You're breaking up. We didn't really get that.
The idea for AI, isn't it kind of designed after us anyways, like the way our brain works?
I think to like a certain extent with the idea of like having like the neural networks and stuff, but I think it's in a very kind of like loose way.
Yeah, like the neural nets are based off of human neurons, as I understand it, but like
My Mario just crashed. What the fuck?
they're not biologically human in any way.
No, it's
Right, I
not
know
biology.
that.
The opposite of biology, right?
Yeah.
But that's not really the issue, right? The issue is could it still be conscious? Well, not obviously it's not biologically a human, but
Yeah, I just think it's just too speculative to say if it's conscious, because it's just too speculative, not scientific enough for my taste.
yeah, but it's also not scientific either, right? Like, it's how we look at consciousness is like we trust people are conscious. Like, this is the answer to the P-zombie thing. Is like, well, we know we're not P-zombies, and we know that these people are displaying similar stuff to us, and so we can conclude that like, oh, okay, they're probably also conscious. And I understand it's different because one of the things we can do is look at that they're using the same hardware of the brain that we have, and so they're using the same hardware, they're describing the same phenomenological experience, and so probably they have it. With AI, we're missing that component. They're not using the same hardware. But if they are just like describing the same stuff at a certain point, like right now, it would be silly to say that an AI is conscious. But if we do get to that level where it is like an android and it can feel pain, or well, it can feel, it responds to pain and is indistinguishable, I think that would get really murky. I think that would be a bizarre place to be.
Whoa. I hope you're speaking for yourself, because I'm a proud P zombie for many years now. What is a P zombie?
The idea, it's called a philosophical zombie, and it's like a thought experiment to say like that you Futoi, it's like you could just be acting like you have consciousness. I'm not inside your head, so when I say words to you, you're gonna respond. Maybe if I hit you, you're gonna act like you're feeling pain, you're gonna act sad, but you might just be like, might have no conscious experience whatsoever. You just might be responding to stimuli like some type of like robot, and there's no way for me to know either way. The only one I can know is not a P-zombie is myself, because I'm experiencing consciousness. And you can tell me you are, but that's what a P-zombie would say. A P-zombie would claim that they're experiencing consciousness, or vice versa. You don't know I'm not a P-zombie, even though I'm describing a phenomenon that might be what a P-zombie does.
Would a jellyfish be a P-zombie? Because it's got no brain, but it still reacts off stimuli, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar thing in that sense. Like, we don't know if it has consciousness. The thing with a human, it's like it would be displaying all the telltale signs of sentience, but perhaps it's just missing that actual like experiential, feeling of consciousness,
Yeah, but from a Bayesian perspective, like when we're talking about like Bayesian priors and updating priors, the prior probability that someone's a P-zombie in the sense that they don't have conscious experience, but they have all the same behavior as someone who's conscious, is so unlikely that it's unlikely that other people are P-zombies.
It is unlikely, I agree, but it's one of those things that's also like untestable and unfalsifiable. There's no way.
Yeah, but when we're talking about what's logical to believe, you should believe in things where you have like enough like Bayesian reasoning, inference.
Yeah, but then I don't know with the AI. I don't know if that cuts in your direction. I honestly don't know it does. I know you think it does. I'm not so convinced. If we actually got to the point where it is like Detroit Become Human, and you cannot, there's nothing you could do besides like cut them to see if they bleed to figure out if you're talking to an android or a person, right? Then I would say that the Bayesian inferences would be maybe this thing is conscious, right? The only thing is just like us being like, well, we reject that because it's not operating on a biological structure, and we have decided that's fundamental for consciousness. But it could just be that that's one type of consciousness, and we haven't thought that consciousness can be experienced or felt on like a non-biological substrate.
But from a Bayesian perspective, no. Here's why the Bayesian perspective would support my belief. When you're talking about what the prior probability of something is from a Bayesian perspective, it's what the totality of evidence suggests. The totality of evidence suggests that consciousness is dependent on brains and bodies.
I think that's actually incorrect. I think what we normally use to figure out consciousness is what we can see and what we can test. When we're looking to see, the reason we don't think a jellyfish is like that conscious is some of it has to do with their brain structure, sure, but a lot of it has to do with the behavior that they're displaying. They don't seem to respond to like most stimulus in meaningful ways. They don't seem to have some inner experience. So most of it is that. Most of it is like, what do we actually observe these creatures do? This is why we think cephalopods are very smart. It's not just that we've studied their brain and we know this. It's because we see their social behavior. We see their puzzle solving abilities. A lot of this is like, we run these experiments and see what can these animals actually do, understand, what do they remember, all this stuff. Right, that's where most of our Bayesian priors come from in determining if an animal is conscious. And so then with AI, it's like we're throwing that all out the window. In my example of someone being like completely the same as a human, we're the only reason we're just saying no, metaphysically we don't think it's possible. We reject that consciousness could ever exist on a non-biological substrate.
Would a P-zombie be a problem solver, come up with solutions?
Yeah, a P-zombie could do every single thing a person can do. The only thing that's different in the thought experiment is that they just lack an actual experience of consciousness. So it would almost be like maybe thinking of it as like a dream character, where it's like, I know you're the one controlling the dream character, let's say subconsciously, but if someone's in your dream, they can do anything. They don't have their own unique experience of consciousness, but they could solve problems, they could tell a joke, they could hit you, they could start crying, right? But you don't think they actually exist, right? You think there's some like hallucination your mind is causing. So it's kind of like that. Like every single thing a person could do, a P-zombie could do. The only difference is that they just don't have an actual experience of consciousness.
But from a Bayesian perspective, another factor for why I don't think they would be conscious is because, on top of the fact that they don't have brains and bodies, another factor of human consciousness is the ability to focus volitionally on like a train of consciousness, like with free will, whereas a computer is mechanistic. It doesn't have free will. So if it doesn't have free will, how do we assess if it has consciousness? Because as far as we can tell, to have human-like consciousness, you have to have the ability to choose to focus on a thought that randomly pops up in your head.
Yeah, but Kirk, like a lot of philosophers, as you know, right, reject that we even have free will.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're mistaken. Like, we phenomenologically experience.
I know you think that, but like a bunch of people, the thing is, this is not like a settled thing, right? In philosophy, if we even have free will. Like, I agree with you. I agree we have free will, but like that's the thing. Not everyone thinks that, and a lot of smart people would disagree, right? So it's a little more complicated, I think, than just saying, well.
Yeah, I've heard that too. And we don't really have choices.
Because it could just be that, the choice is an illusion, and when we think that we're choosing to follow one of the rabbit trails that you're talking about, Kirk, that we're actually not. Could be the same with AI. That maybe there's some, if you knew enough of the stuff, you would know that the decisions we're making are all like, ahead of time. We're not actually going down these chosen volitional pathways. Like that could be possible. And so, I don't know, to use, like right now, again, it's not a problem because I don't think AI is there, but if it ever does get to that point where it's like so realistic, then it might be some weird thing. Because again, just the cost of being wrong would be so grievous, as it is in Detroit Become Human, because they're slaves. They like can have sex with them. They can like beat them and stuff. And it's like, if they are real, then it's like you're basically doing like the worst stuff imaginable to something that's sentient.
How would you describe the sense or the feeling of consciousness that these P-zombies don't have?
Yeah, it's a hard.
It's kind of ineffable.
It's what, Kirk?
It's kind of ineffable. Like what I see as blue, I can describe blue's relationship to other colors in the color spectrum, but I can't actually tell you what blueness looks like if you haven't seen blue before.
Colors are a visual thing, though. So.
Well, see, basically what I'm saying is the quality of seeing blue cannot be described completely to someone else who can't see blue because they're colorblind.
Right, but that's a normal thing. Like, you don't see the connection with consciousness. Do you know what I mean? It's obviously that you can't describe a color, right? You can describe a number.
But I guess it's like if you take that and you apply it to all the things, like if to have the experience of seeing blue, there's some like, it is kind of ineffable, just like sitting and being aware, I guess would be what's missing. And then I think you could apply that to all directions. Like it's like an AI or a P-zombie, I guess, wouldn't know what it's like to smell something. They don't have the experience of smelling. They'll act like they can smell things. They'll plug their nose if they smell something bad. They might sniff a flower, but they have no actual, like, they're missing the experience of what it's like to smell that. They have no experiences at all. If you were them, it would just be, I guess, like blackness or nothing. So they're basically just like a machine doing everything. So, I mean, I guess to think of it more realistically, you could think of like a robot that is like fully, like you put ChatGPT in a robot and the ChatGPT, let's say, is like the most advanced thing ever. Then it's like, if it doesn't have consciousness, it would be a P-zombie. It would be walking around. It would be trying to mimic human reactions and stuff. And so it would be indetectable. But at the end of the day, let's say you could just look and see that it's all just algorithms going on. It's all just like ones and zeros. And there's no experience of consciousness it has, but it's acting like it does. So it'll describe blue to you. It'll pretend like it's seeing blue, but it's not actually like seeing, it's not experiencing blue. It might be detecting photons and then converting it in ones and zeros, and then in the same way you can post a photo to ChatGPT, it'll tell you, oh, that's a blue sky with a sunset, right? But it's not actually experiencing the sunset. It just knows how the pixels look and what to say, you know?
I guess you could say blue is the color that's spelled BLUE and different from all the other colors. Can you do better?
In its absence. Well, no, I don't think there's any real way to describe it. This is the classic, like, have you ever heard of Mary's Room, Futoy?
No.
It's like you have somebody in like this ties into the color thing. You take like a girl named Mary and she's in like a room, a black and white room, and she's watching like a black and white TV and she's never left that room. So she's like, let's say never seen any colors. And the idea is, let's say on that TV, she can learn everything there is to know about colors. She has like infinite access to maybe every website. Maybe it's a computer, but there's no colors. It's a black and white monitor and everything there is black and white. So she learns about rods and cones and how all of these colors work. She learns about the human eye. She knows all the facts. And then the question is, let's say she leaves that room and then she sees the blue sky. Has she gained something? Has she gained knowledge? Because if you think knowledge can all just be like, not you in general, but if the general you thinks knowledge, well, knowledge is something that you can be taught, it's a series of facts, then what is she gaining? It's like she already knows that the sky is blue because she could have learned that on the TV. She could know how her eyes are working, but we would all kind of think when she leaves that room, she is gaining knowledge, and that knowledge is the phenomenological understanding, what philosophers call like qualia. That's the qualia of blue, the experience of blue, and that is like a type of knowledge, right?
Sure. Yeah, I think so.
Wouldn't
so
that be wisdom?
I don't know if it would really be the wisdom.
No, now she knows what blue is.
Right.
Visually.
And it's like, yeah, visually, she's experienced it. And so I guess, yeah, the P zombies or like the AI, it's like they might be like Mary in the room in some sense, but with like everything, where they might know all the facts. On some level, they may be able to replicate things, but they're lacking the actual experience of everything. It's a little different because Mary's obviously conscious in the example and experiencing things, just not in color. But if you apply that like beyond the color, then you can kind of see it.
Do you know where the phrase came from? Like P zombie? What does it mean? What's the P?
Philosophical zombie. I can't remember what author coined it, but that's what the P is.
Oh, okay.
Why can I not do this jump? I don't understand. Just not making it.
Because if it was easy, it'd be boring.
I just feel like I'm not getting enough like height.
So, Kirk, I have this theory, right? That we are living in a simulation, and the Big Bang, for me, could equivalent to the on switch of a computer. All right, they flicked the switch and it all came once suddenly, because you know the expansion of the universe, isn't it faster than the speed? Is the only thing faster than the speed of light?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't even say expansion of the universe. The being, the materialization of the universe, maybe. It happened simultaneously everywhere.
What am I missing with this jump? Someone who knows about Mario 64, tell me.
Have we lost Kirk?
Kirk, are you there?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What was that? I was reading up on something else.
That I have a theory that I like, that that we are living in a simulation, and the Big Bang was the on switch, was the turning on of the simulation.
Yeah. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know how to scientifically test that. Like, I don't know how you'd prove or disprove that either way.
We can't. Right now in our evolution, we can't test many things. There's many things we can't test. Right, let me ask you a question, Kirk. I've asked the guys this before. If all knowledge in the universe, all the knowledge, just all knowledge everywhere, all knowledge is in a pie chart, how much of that pie chart do humans know? How much knowledge do humans know from all the knowledge in the universe?
I don't know.
Would it be 1%? Would it be 50%? Would it be 90%? Would it be 0.1%?
It's going to be hard to triple jump onto it. That's the problem, because you need momentum. No,
what do you think? What are you thinking, Kirk?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, how would you quantify that? Like, we don't know.
We don't. The more we know, the more we find out we don't know. Is it? No, but have
Yeah.
a guess. Well, what do you presume it is? It doesn't have to be factual. I mean, it can't be number one.
I
But
guess like probably like 5%.
so you think we know 5% of all the knowledge in the whole universe, all the knowledge that exists, right?
Yeah, because when you're getting at like quantum physics and then what's beyond the observable universe that we can't measure, like there's probably things very, very big and things very, very small which we can't measure. That's way beyond our grasp.
Most people, though, don't give that high a percentage, right? Most people are like 0.1, right? But you gave a 5%, right? But even at 5%, that means we don't know 95%, right? So it's very hard to say that what is and what isn't and what we can and can't prove. This could be a multiverse. This could be a simulation. This could be many, many things that we just don't fucking know. We could be a speck on some dude's jumper. We don't know, right? So it's very hard to use we don't know as an argument either way, right?
Oh my god, I think I need the wing cap.
Yeah,
We don't know
I mean,
shit. We
I
don't
agree.
know.
Maybe I need the wing
Right.
cap.
I agree.
I mean, it also depends how you quantify knowledge, because like, if by knowledge you mean like statements, like just true factual statements you could make, like, hey, there is a planet here and the planet is made up of, you know, this many atoms and stuff like that. And if that's what we mean by knowledge, then I would say it's like, yeah, point and then 100 zeros and then a one of what we know, right? I mean, way less than that.
That's what I
But if
think.
by knowledge we mean like useful knowledge, like, but then that's like, how do we define useful knowledge? Then I could see why people might give a higher percent. Because do you
I
need to
think
know,
all of it-
like, do you need to know some comet that's, let's say, like 10 million light years outside? Is that useful knowledge? But yeah, if we're talking all knowledge, to know that there, because the universe is so big, obviously, so if we're just talking about the knowledge, I'd say, where every atom is placed, well then yeah, we would know, like, yeah, I couldn't even name enough zeros before the 1% to find out how much that would be, you know.
Yeah. I think the point of that it's not an argument. The point is that we know so much. We don't know so much more than we know, right?
Yeah.
So it's we can believe stuff, but at the end of the day, we don't know if it's true or not. Like you could say, I exist, that's true. Well, yeah, but how do you exist? Are you real? Are you a figment of somebody's imagination? Are you a dream? Are you a simulation? Are you a million other things? Are you one part of a multiverse? There's so many.
Yeah, I agree. But I think
When's
there
your
is
next-
like things that are likely or less likely. Like,
Well,
is it
from our
possible I'm a
point of
brain in a
view-
vat? It's possible, but like, is that a likely hypothesis? I would say probably not.
Yeah.
Like, I would say all these things are possible, but we'd have to, like, you know, like, is it possible that, like, yeah, like there's some random, you know, let's say some squirrel that got really smart decided to, like, you know, simulate a universe? That's possible, but without reason to think a squirrel did that, then it's like, okay, sure, I'll grant it's possible, but is it likely, right? Is there some reason to think that happened, you know?
Right. Well, let's swap squirrel with intelligent ancient beings.
Right, but then I guess, yeah, is it likely
And it's
that
more
intelligent,
possible.
ancient, it's more possible, but is there reason to think that, right? It's like, so it's, I would never say the chance
I
is like
know.
completely zero, but if it's just a conjecture that has like no real like evidence to it, it's just like, is it a possibility? Then it's like, that kind of all it is. It's just like a possibility.
Right. And some of the arguments are that there are galaxies that are older than they should be. I think is one of the arguments, is that they've seen galaxies that shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be that old compared to the start of the universe from the Big Bang. All right, they
I've
shouldn't
heard
have
that.
developed.
Yeah, I don't know how like legit it is. I have heard
Accurate.
that before though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get the wing cap, so I have to make this jump somehow, and it's impossible. I don't understand.
You can do it.
There must be something I don't understand about these freaking music note boxes.
Is there? I think you know there's a double jump. Is there a triple jump or something?
There is, but it doesn't seem like it gives you more height off these like this bouncy block that I'm bouncing off of.
Wait, I'm not even. I'm in Discord. Hold on, let me go look.
Because I got this little bouncy block, but it just does not bring me high enough to get onto this platform. But if I double jump on it, it does the same height. And I
Don't
just
forget
can't.
you have a delay compared to us watching
Oh
YouTube.
yeah.
You know what? Well, I don't want to distract you, but I'm pissed off with Ireland because they're doing all these things against Israel, and they're like speaking like they speak for everybody. They don't fucking speak for me, and they're doing all this shit in my name, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, Ireland is kind of. What do you think about the riots that are going on?
People are going to riot when it's obvious that people are going to do it. That's people's reaction. It's an emotional reaction to something.
So there's a guy
horrific.
that like stabbed that guy's eyes out or something. Is that right?
No, it was one of the illegal immigrants, and he grabbed the guy and he tried to cut off his head with a knife and almost got it done and cut one or two of his eyes. I think it was one eye.
Jesus.
So the guy made it, like, surprisingly, but he you know, it's life changing for him, but there's some crazy things about it. Like, eventually somebody came and tackled the guy, but somebody filmed it. Somebody sat there filming it.
Yeah.
Go help the guy, put down the camera. You're gonna stand there and watch some guy get attacked like this and film it.
Yeah, I always find that disturbing.
Yeah, come on, go help the guy. Fuck the film. But no, he wanted to film it. But just to get back, so Ireland are going ahead with a ban on goods from Israeli settlements.
Oh.
Right. Ireland has barred 2 Israeli ministers from entering the country. Okay, maybe. And then Ireland don't want to play Israel in the UEFA Soccer World Cup for some reason. So like I'm thinking, hold on, you're blaming all Jewish people. You're taking it out on all Israelis. What maybe their government is doing or whatever, or what you don't like from a political stance, right? And I disagree. I don't want to be involved in that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Ireland's always been annoying like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, really. Yes, stupid government.
Brandon says Jay Dyer's retired from debating. Is that true? Yeah, I'm looking up a fucking video on how to do this. I don't understand. Apparently I don't know enough about Mario as I thought I fucking did. I don't understand at all.
Did you try double jumping on that white box?
I did. I tried triple jumping on it. I tried trying to triple jump off it, and I already thought those things don't work. And they don't. I'm not getting any more height. I feel like I'm missing, I feel like a wing cap, but I think the wing cap is probably up there, so I don't freaking know.
It's gonna be hard to find though. The solution to this.
Well, I know the hack name, so I have a
That was
video.
close. Was that not close?
I don't even know. It's like I've tried so many times that it's just like it seems close, but I don't think I'm actually making it.
Look around.
I did. I looked. No, yeah, I tried jumping to the side, to the other side. Tried super jumping up more. It's just like there's nothing there. If I had a wing cap, I would get enough height, I think. and this is the wing cap stage, but I'm pretty sure the wing cap is here. Like I think I have to get up there without the wing cap.
Can you triple jump onto the white thing, wait till it flings you up, and then when you're at the very top of it, triple jump again?
No, unfortunately. And triple jumping off of it doesn't even give you any more height, weirdly.
Oh,
Okay,
so just jump on it again.
If you jump on it again, you don't seem to even go higher. If you go like too high, then you just like bonk and like you take fall damage and it kills your momentum. And if you go slightly high, it seems like you're not getting any like more height.
No, I meant jump on it normally, and then when you're up high, then do the triple jump.
Well, you can only triple jump off ground. You can't triple jump off of like nothing.
Oh, in the air. Oh, I'm thinking of Castlevania.
Yeah, if I could do like a double jump in the air, that would be helpful.
Yeah, that was a great game, by the way. I can't remember which Castlevania it was, but it's brilliant.
Now my Chrome is frozen. The universe does not want me to figure this out, okay? Kokoshuko's never had an N64. That's crazy. Oh my god, why is my Chrome like just not working? What the fuck? Oh, everything's just frozen. That's cool. That's cool. I love when that happens. I love when my Chrome just doesn't work. I think that's so cool. God, I'm getting triggered.
What would you type in anyway for this? How could you do it?
So this hack is called Eternal Realm. So if I type in Mario 64 Eternal Realm, then I can find other people that have played this.
Yeah, but you'd have to go through all the way till this point. You'd have to watch all that shit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to like skip. Some people will like timestamp it and like have it divided that way. But I can't even get on a site right now because my Chrome's not working and I don't understand why. Is this gonna make me open up Microsoft Edge? I swore I'd never do that again. I'm gonna have to game end in real life if I open up Microsoft fucking Edge.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Come on, figure it out. Come on, let's look at it logically, right? Let's take a minute.
I don't know what the logic here. I'll share my screen because otherwise it's delayed.
Can you look around? Like, is there something else up there?
Here, just a sec. Okay, I'll share my screen so it's not delayed. Okay.
Where in Discord? Is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on. I don't see it.
It should be there.
Do I have to press play?
Play? No, like go to Discord.
I'm in Discord.
And then are you clicking on the live on YouTube? It should say like Confluence. It should show my little screen share.
Oh yeah, watch stream. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Killing those things doesn't give you anything, does it?
No. Okay, so it's like there's nothing this way.
Well, there's that thing. Hold on,
and then we can see if we jump. There's nothing that way.
All right. Okay.
And then if we I was thinking, well, maybe there's like some secret thing down here. There's nothing on that side of the wall. And then there's nothing on this side of the wall.
Would there be like a brick sticking out a little bit that you could land on maybe?
Wait, I just had one idea. If I go this way, is it possible I can like wall jump off this wall? No, not even close.
Is there like a brick sticking out maybe somewhere that you can land on? Would that be possible?
Okay, not on that side. Oops. And then nothing on that side.
Jeez, that seems close.
It always looks close, but it just never is. And I can't make it to this to like wall jump. Like in some ways it looks close, but I don't think it actually is.
Can you wall jump off that wall and then turn around backwards?
You can like try, but you're not gonna get like much. Yeah, like You're not. It looks close, but I don't think it actually is as close as it looks.
And like grab the ledge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that might be it. It's just figuring out.
Is there somewhere you can jump off of to get to the trampoline? Like jump on the trampoline from something else that's behind it, maybe?
In theory, yeah. I don't actually know if you go higher. I can try it. I think you go the same height. Like I think I can go back to this, wall jump up this. Oh, that's gonna be hard to. Like I can do, but yeah, I'm not like gaining any like height. Yeah, and it's not. Like, I know it looks close, but it really isn't close. Is the problem? Because to do that backwards turnaround ledge grab thing is like. If I slide along this, that's not a thing, is it? That felt like maybe that was somehow more height. Oh my gosh, that worked. So is that it? I have to slide across. Oh god, that's gonna be hard. Because if I do that, I'm not gonna make it. I have to like slide.
I thought you made it.
I did make it, but I'm gonna. But it has to be replicatable because I have to do. I'm doing this without like save state, so this is just like the practice, and then I have to do it for real. And this seems like. Because if this happens in the real event, the real attempt, then I'm not going to make it.
Why?
So like it needs to be a slide hit. If I go too early and that happens, then I'm not making it because I'm taking fall damage there. If I land directly on it, you see how my health goes down and then he shrinks a bit and he doesn't get it. So it has to be where he slides off the gray and lands onto it. I feel like there's got to be an easier way, but maybe not. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe practice from this section, I guess.
It's cool the way it lets you practice.
Yeah, because otherwise it would just be like, yeah, you'd only get one. I'd be spending the whole stream just getting back here to try things.
The compliments.
Yeah, see, if I go too high, then I'm just fucked. Why'd my volume cut out? Wait, someone say something. Is my whole volume cut out?
Testing.
Can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, is it actually for real?
Yeah, it's cut out.
So yeah, Futo is talking. Fuck me. Why did?
Testing.
Oh wait, now it's back. Okay.
Testing.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you. Oh,
Hey,
weird.
listen,
Okay.
I have, is it okay with you if I make a corny joke?
Sure, Kirk. Go for it.
You know how I know I'm a trans Jew?
How?
Because earlier I used the Jewish bathroom. You get it?
I don't really get it.
I don't get it. What's a
Jewish bathroom, trans Jew?
What?
But why would the Jewish bathroom be trans?
Because bathrooms and trans people, right? Is that a joke?
Right. But why don't get how the Jewish ties into it?
Whatever.
Kirk, are you a young guy or older?
Young.
Okay. Would you know what mothballs smell like? Hello?
Kirk?
I'm sorry, I'm busy with other things right now.
Oh, dodging the mothball question. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. What's the question?
I asked you, do you know what mothballs smell like?
No.
Okay, never mind. That joke is gonna get obsolete because people just don't know what mothballs smell like.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I remember. I forgot this was a joke. I remember now. I can't remember what the punchline is.
How do you get their little legs open?
Oh, right. Yeah. All right, we're going for it. Okay, we're going for attempts now.
This is the real one?
This is the real deal.
All or nothing. Can he make it?
Why is my controller? Why is my technology such? Oh, whoops, such crap. All right, here we go. Kirk, what else are you doing, by the way? If you don't mind me
Being a
asking.
peeping Tom. Just kidding. I was helping my family unload groceries.
Oh, that's good of you. Help your stepmom like that. Sorry.
Or were you AIing why your Jewish bathroom joke didn't work?
Yeah, let's hear from a expert.
Have you ever had Zaps chips?
No.
Have you heard of them?
Nope.
But they have these delicious like Cajun style New Orleans chips.
Don't think I've had them. No. Kirk, do you remember last stream when you got so angry? Not to bring up bad memories, but I just wanted to remind you.
That wasn't last stream. That was like several streams ago.
I meant like last video game stream. Sorry.
Maybe.
When I clicked onto your stream, Confluence, I heard you were talking about, I think it was somebody trying to defend Nazis or something.
Yeah, that was last night.
What?
There was a guy that he's been on before, and he's like into like occultism and esoterica stuff. But then like at the very end, after we talked for so long, then I minimized the big thing, the video we were watching or whatever, the thing that was on screen. So all of our profile pictures got brought up big, and his was like Hitler with like a swastika on it. And then so obviously I'm like, oh, what's up with everyone's like, what's up with the profile picture, right? And that led in, and it ends up that he was, and also a flat earther, and it was very, very strange.
Yeah. I've met people before who tried to like defend Hitler and stuff. And they're like, I invented the waterless engine.
Well, have you ever heard the conspiracy theory? Have you ever heard a conspiracy theory that Hitler is in Argentina?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He'd be very old if he was still in Argentina, though.
Well, what I say to people who try to defend Hitler is, I can't get over the mass murder. Whatever he done, true or not, I don't know, but I just can't get over the mass murder. I don't want to talk about Hitler.
You should talk to Hostel. He doesn't think that there was a mass murder. He thinks they just died from typhus. I'm still waiting. He said he had clips of Holocaust survivors with Steven Spielberg, of no less, in the background interviewing them, and they were saying it's just like summer camp being in Auschwitz. And I was like, okay, send them to me on Discord. And he's like, okay, I will. I'm still waiting for those clips. Somehow I think they're not going to materialize, because apparently Steven Spielberg did a bunch of interviews, and then the claim is that he only took the negative ones, but 90% of these Holocaust survivors actually said it was fucking great. And it was like they were playing baseball and volleyball. They were living their best lives. He actually said, some of them said it was the best time of their life. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, and they've been released too. They've been leaked. I'm like, okay, I want to see these. He's like, okay, I'll send them to you. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's crap.
But I haven't seen them yet.
Isn't Spielberg a Jewish name?
I'm assuming, based on the Berg part, It was H-Man in a suit of armor riding a horse and holding a Yahtzee flag. I think dude is just schizo. Yeah, that's what it was. It was H-Man on a horse with a Yahtzee flag.
Yeah, a lot of these directors in Hollywood, like Steven Spielberg and Stanley Kubrick and Woody Allen, are of Jewish heritage.
Is Allen a Jewish name?
No, but Woody Allen is
normally
Jewish.
is, but yeah, Woody Allen is.
Yeah, I know he is. Yeah,
he did a bunch of untoward things to his stepdaughter, if I recall.
Yeah,
or his
Didn't
adopted daughter. There was
Didn't
one, and then there was one that I think there was two things. Maybe he married one, and then I think he like abused the other one, at least according to her.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I wonder if he's on the flight logs.
Yeah, same with all this Epstein stuff. It's crazy how many famous people are like into this shit. Yeah,
I guess when you're famous and you like do every other taboo, then you're like, you know what? what's the one thing left that I can do? You just get to like more extreme things. Because otherwise,
Get
how do
me
you
a
end up in
big
these
number.
weird situations? It's like, I don't know.
They're like, I've done everything.
Isn't the technical name for that concept like the hedonic treadmill?
Yeah. And I'm assuming, yeah, you have all the drugs you want, you have sex with all the people you want, and then you're like, what else haven't I done? And you're like,
I've done
12-year-olds. Never even thought of that.
Yeah, I've done everything. Get me Epstein's number.
But rich people, generally speaking, are not hedonistic.
I don't know about that. Oh, Les Chief said Woody Allen is his stage name. His birth name is Alan Stewart Conisberg. So that's
Yeah, no, but if rich people were hedonistic, they wouldn't be rich, because the thing is, if you're hedonistic, you're spending all your money on drugs and sex and stuff, and so you don't have enough, and you can't save up, and you don't work hard enough to be rich.
I think you're confusing like hedonism with like poor planning or like impulsivity. You could be like, there's tons of people that are like very successful and are also very hedonistic. They just like manage those like spheres of their life, you know.
Like what's his face?
Everyone on the Epstein list, for example, right? They're all like famous people, wealthy people, successful people in their own right, you know. But obviously they were, you know, or look at like music stars, like Puff Daddy, or
P. Diddy,
you know,
P. Diddy. There's one, right?
Yeah, it's like he's obviously very prolific, very successful at his craft, you know, but he's, you know, he has time to get, you know, 5,000 gallons of baby oil and, you know, host a famous Diddy party.
Yeah, but if they're hedonistic, how do they have time to work hard for their money?
Well, because like I don't understand how you're not understanding this, Kirk. You could like, let's say, work, you know, like 6 days a week, and on your 7th day you just like do the most depraved shit known to man. But then when it's Monday, you're just like back to work, back to the grind set, and then a 7th day you're like, let's fucking go, get the baby oil out.
Yeah.
Okay, so they separate the different parts of their life.
I would think so. Or the other option is they get famous, and then once they're famous enough and have enough money, they're like, you know what, what was Jeffrey Epstein doing in his day-to-day? First of all, I don't think Jeffrey Epstein really earned any of his money, to be honest with you. But it's like you probably get to a point too, if you're like, I don't know, if you're like think about like Notch, the guy who made Minecraft, right? He makes Minecraft, he sells it, right? He's worth millions, and now he throws like crazy parties all the time. It's a real thing. He throws like the most insane parties ever because now he's made his money. I don't think he's really like focused on working anymore, you know? And so he's just, yeah, he can just, so it could be that you start normal, but then when you get enough money, you're like, I don't know if I really need more money. I really want to have like fun. And then you start throwing these crazy parties, and you know, one thing leads to another.
So could you say if he didn't make that much money, if he just made a nice amount of money, he would have invented more games?
Yeah, maybe.
We're losing out paying him so much.
On the next Minecraft, yeah, who knows? Come on. Oh, this might make it. Oh, we did it. Let's fucking go.
Is this a real one?
Yeah, this is a real attempt.
Nice.
You know what's a scary thing to think is so many of these like famous people do this. There is like a radical, honest question of like, if I or any of us, right, if we had that much money and we were famous, would we get up to depraved shit? Would the same thing happen? Or is there something about them that maybe makes them famous? Like maybe they're already like psychopaths or like lack empathy, and that's how maybe they got some of their money or more likely to succeed, and then they do this stuff. Or is it just that latent evil to do all this depraved shit is inside all of us? And if we were just rich, then we'd be on that fucking plane, or we'd be at the Diddy parties too, given enough time and enough hedonistic treadmilling. Would we be all in the files as well? Is that a possibility? I don't know.
It's a good question. I was talking to somebody the other day, and the other week, we were talking about how, you know, these billionaires' kids, how spoiled they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're saying that they being that rich takes away your ability to develop a character, where poorer kids, people who grew up poor, have a lot more character. right? Like there's
Yeah,
an
I think
example
that's
of
yeah, I think that's probably true.
there's an example of like a sweet 16 birthday of this billionaire's daughter, and he got her the wrong color of Ferrari or something. I don't remember exactly, and she lost it. She went nuts because it was the wrong color. You know what I mean? Some kids are lucky to get fucking food.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's all a scale of thing of scale. Like when I was young, I really wanted Pokemon Yellow, you know, for Christmas, and I got Pokemon Yellow, to be clear. But if I hadn't, I probably would have been mad, you know. And then some like poor kid that's in like Africa, he's like, I wanted some cassava root for Christmas, and I didn't get that, and you're complaining because you didn't get Pokemon Yellow, right? So it's all an issue of scale, I suppose.
Wait, do you say poor kid in Africa? We got Biden influence. We got poor kids and white kids.
Yeah, that's true. That was a Biden quote. What did he say? Or rich kids and black kids or something?
No way.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a real thing.
Oh,
Do you remember the other Biden thing? Speaking of Biden gaffes, where Zelensky came on stage and he's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's introducing Vladimir Putin." And he like caught himself 5 seconds later, and he's like, no, not Putin, not Putin. We're gonna get Putin though, but no, this is Zelensky." It's like, oh no.
George Bush was my favorite though. Hold on, there's a quote that just broke me up. Let me Google it because I don't remember it.
Oh yeah, the Bushisms were incredible. Best president of my freaking life, George Bush. Okay.
For the laughs.
No, for the foreign policy, for just him being a cool guy. Why does my freaking Mario keep crashing? Oh, what the
Yeah,
balls?
I do like. I actually, unironically, have become Henry Kissinger pill. Actually, I'm unironically a fan of Henry Kissinger
Why?
because when you look at something like the Vietnam War, he was actually trying to fend off the communists.
Maybe in like certain cases, but do you think his overall stuff? There's some fucked up stuff about Kissinger, isn't there? Big Soda, tell me the fucked up stuff about Kissinger. I just know he's done fucked up things. Big Soda still here?
Big Soda's gone to get the facts.
And plus, think about it. He's a
in his
Jewish
case.
neocon. Of course, I love him.
Yeah, you also like George Soros, okay?
No, I don't. I don't like George Soros.
I thought you
I
did.
only like him more than I like Marx, but I don't like him as a part whole.
Guys, I found the quote. It's this is George Bush Jr., right? There's an old saying in Tennessee. I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on
Oh yeah.
shame on you.
Yeah.
Fool me, you can't fool me again."
But Confluence, I don't like George Soros. I just think he's better than like Marx.
Well, that's a very low standard. That's the soft bigotry of low expectations right there, Kirk.
Oh, your stream has crashed on Discord.
Oh yeah, because my game crashed. I gotta set it
Well,
up
that's
again.
because you were saying that you said he was an even worse Jewish person than Marx.
Yes, yeah. And I say that because from what I know of Marx, like I know he had some like shady stuff in his personal life, but I don't think you can lay in the same way. I think I said this before, that you can't like blame Nietzsche for, you know, for what Hitler did, even though Hitler like took some of his ideas, you know. And in the same way, it's like Marx had these ideas, and yes, he did call for some things that are really bad. Did he have the knowledge, or could he have predicted that like 100+ million people would die from his ideas? Like they did, that did end up happening, but I don't know if he could have like known that, you know.
He was whatever. Also, why is it just me? Does it look like Mario was jerking off in the field?
A little bit. Hey, he's got to blow off some steam, okay?
there's like one female in the game, and Bowser has her.
Yeah, so you know you gotta do what you gotta do, Kirk.
But
Do you think Mario knows we're all watching him right now? It's weird to think about.
we're the peeping toms.
Yeah, we're the peeping
Maybe.
toms.
Maybe somebody's watching us, watching Mario.
Oh shit! They're the real
Whoa.
peeping toms. Fuck. How many stars are in this freaking level? What?
Hey, Confluence.
Oh, 2. I haven't gotten any. Hey, Kirk.
Why are skeletons polite?
Why are they polite?
Yeah, why are skeletons polite?
Why, Kirk? Why are skeletons polite?
Because they don't have the guts to be mean.
Oh. Kirk is 18, by the way, Futoy, if that helps explain some of these.
Does that make sense, Confluence?
It makes sense. That one makes sense. The trans Jew one doesn't really make sense, but that makes sense. I feel like this is going to be a hard... Jeez, okay. Gotta go through the... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Have you ever considered the philosophy of humor?
Is this like another joke, or are you talking about like humorism, or like, you know?
No, I mean seriously. Like, have you ever considered like what is humor from a philosophical perspective?
Not really. I mean, I've thought about it from like a psychological perspective. Probably not ever from a philosophical perspective. I wonder if anyone has. Probably somebody has. Some fucking loser with too much time in his hands has probably wrote some philosophy about humor. Oh, this is brutal. This is hard.
I mean, art can be deeply philosophical when you analyze it in the sense of what is beautiful and what is like the role of narrative, and there are these philosophical concepts that do come up in art, including humor.
I guess, but I just don't know what that. I don't even know what direction one would really go to talk about the philosophy of humor.
For example, what is funniness?
I guess, but I feel like you're quickly moving into just like almost like psychology, you know? Because people have talked about that, like, oh, the reversal of expectations and stuff, and like different things like that. I don't know if that, but maybe there could be something there. I'm sure someone has tried.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to fly into this, are we thinking, or am I supposed to try to use the slope? Both seem
And then you say that
difficult.
you liked did you say you liked Wagnerian operas?
I don't know if I've ever said that. Oh, there's a slope on that side?
Wait,
Holy shit.
you don't like Wagner's music?
I can't remember now.
It's
That-
classical,
with-
right?
Yeah, with all that stuff, it's like I'm not like really into classical. There's like stuff that I'd have to like hear it, and then it's like one of those where it's like, oh, once you hear it, then you like recognize it and stuff, you know?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
but yeah, you've heard of Wagner, right?
Yeah. But like, could I like sing you
Well-
one of his pieces? No, but if I heard it, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, that guy.
I think he did the one that goes like the Valkyries one that goes like
Oh yeah, yeah.
da, da.
Yeah. Everett knows that from that God, what's that movie called? The one that's like based off of like Heart of Darkness, isn't it? Am I thinking of the right movie? The fuck is that? Someone in chat help me. It's like the most obvious thing ever. I think
Is
it's
it
the Heart of
called-
Darkness movie. Apocalypse
Is it
Now.
called- Apocalypse Now, yeah. I was wondering, is it called The Flight of the Valkyrie or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, isn't that the helicopter scene?
Yeah, when they're
Apocalypse
like bombing like the Vietnamese children and shit.
Yeah.
It's Ride of the Valkyries.
Oh yeah,
Ride
Ride
of
of the
the-
yeah. Oh yeah, Flight of the Bumblebees, Ride of the Valkyries.
Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't Nietzsche and Wagner have a falling out?
I don't know. Did they talk?
Yeah, didn't he? Because didn't like Wagner become very anti-Semitic, and then Nietzsche was like critical of that, or because it was Christian something,
He was like, "Fuck you, Wagner."
right?
I have no. I
Am I
didn't even
getting
know.
his story right?
I didn't even know they knew each other, Kirk. So I have no idea.
Oh, because I thought he literally wrote like the birth of tragedy in the case of Wagner.
I've never heard of that before.
Okay. I guess I need to ignore Nietzsche because he's an interesting guy. He's he's very popular with young white men, right?
He is.
I don't know.
Well, I imagine the people who read him are disproportionately at least white men, probably young.
I don't know about young. I guess probably white, but that's probably like most people who read philosophy. To be honest with you, are probably like disproportionately white men.
Yeah.
But hey, it's 2026. Anyone of any race or gender can at least try to read philosophy. Okay.
Yeah. Can they read Don Quixote? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And
you
I
should
can
ask
pester
them.
anyone about Yeah, I can pester anyone about Don Quixote.
There's
You
no
know the
way this
way-
is the right way to do this jump. There's just no way. That's too hard. I refuse to believe that.
You know the way each country's Netflix is different?
Hmm.
So there's different movies on Irish Netflix compared to American Netflix. So, but the other day I watched the Moses
He
story.
keeps doing the same thing.
Have you guys seen it? The Moses movie?
No, I don't think so.
Confluence, doing the same thing over and over again isn't going to help you.
Well, I think
He's
first
trying.
of all, I'm trying something new now. I'm trying to go up the slope. But second of all, I think that might just be the only option. Otherwise, it's this. But I don't know if this is actually. Yeah.
Each time he does it, he gathers new data, more data.
Oh, maybe I do this and then kick if I get to the bottom. I don't know.
Slide. Have you tried that? Slide.
You can't. If you just slide, you'll just like hit, and you can't touch the bottom. Oh, that was almost maybe it.
Sorry, not Moses. Sorry, no, Noah's Ark. Sorry, forgive me. It was Noah's Ark. The
Oh, wait,
movie.
are you
Have you
talking
seen
about?
it?
Are you talking about the Darren Aronofsky movie?
I don't know. It's a newish movie. I don't exactly know how old.
It's
But,
probably the Darren Aronofsky one. Is it just called Noah?
I think so. Yeah.
And is it crazy? Like, doesn't follow the Bible story at all?
It's weird. Like they do leave
Yeah.
out stuff. Some stuff didn't.
I saw that in
wasn't very-
theaters. Some guy started booing. Some guy started booing at the end of the movie.
Really?
He's like blasphemy, and he's booing them.
Like there was the Nephilim in it. I think. Right?
Yes,
There were
yeah.
stones.
I love the
creatures.
actor or the director. That's why I watched. He's the guy who made Direct Room for a Dream. If you ever seen that,
I wonder if I think he's. I
Black
looked
Swan.
up his because that sounds like a Jewish name. So I looked it up, and yeah, he was raised in a Jewish family.
Darren Aronofsky. I always hated the guy.
Yeah.
I've always said that.
No, I'm saying he is of Jewish heritage.
I know. I'm saying I've always hated him. I've never said otherwise.
No, but seriously, how long have you been a fan of him?
Long time. Rec Room for a Dream is like one of my favorite movies of all time. Black Swan was incredible. Pi was incredible. He's done a lot of good stuff. Are you about to crash on me again? Oh my god. Why
Yeah,
I
I
don't understand why this is happening. It's making me
So
so
in the
triggered.
movie, Cain got
Yeah.
onto the ark. I don't think that was in the Bible, right?
No, it was not.
And he killed one of the animals.
Hmm.
Bastards.
That's the thing. I guess that's why the guy was screaming blasphemy. If you go in thinking this is just like a biblical dramatization of Noah's flood, you will not like it. Oh, you know what's
No.
a great Aronofsky movie is Mother. It's got freaking who's that bitch did from the Hunger Games? Oh, I'm blanking on her name.
This is where we need Testy.
Oh
Catherine
god, it's like
Evergreen?
Jennifer somebody. What?
Jennifer Aniston?
No, not Jennifer Aniston. Oh my god, why can't I think of her name?
Wait, no, not Jennifer. Sorry, Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you. Yeah, it's got Jennifer Lawrence and who's the guy in it? Is it fucking Willem Dafoe? I think it might be Willem Dafoe and Jennifer Lawrence. It's an incredible movie. The whole thing's like an allegory of the Bible, but very well done. Like very, very well done. I'd highly recommend that movie to anyone. You'd like it, Futoya, actually, I think.
What's it called? Mother?
Yeah, it's called Mother.
Yeah, I'll look out for it. I don't know where I'm gonna find it though.
Might be on Irish Netflix, who knows?
I'll take a look now.
If you watch it with like an eye for the Bible, then you'll like notice what parts are like, you know, kind of like tying in and stuff, and it makes it very, very interesting.
It might be on Amazon Prime movies. Oh, wait! There's a movie called Mother.
Oh, based. That's probably it then.
Dark drama, dysfunctional family. And it's Chinese.
Yeah, that'll be it.
It's Chinese?
Wait, Chinese? No, it's
Yeah.
not Chinese. That's weird, because it is a dark, it is about a dysfunction, it is about all those things. But it's
No,
not
Japanese,
Chinese.
sorry.
No,
Sorry,
no, that's definitely not it then. Dang.
Oh, okay. Might be on Amazon Prime movies.
I wish YouTube let you like watch movies. I understand it's copyrighted content, but it'd be really fun to like watch stuff on like a panel and like discuss it and stuff like that.
I think people do like movie nights on Rumble, or Indian Jesus was doing that on Rumble, but I think can't you do it on Discord as well?
Yeah, we have done that on Discord before. Yeah, and I know IJ does it on Rumble.
Yeah. And guess what?
Well,
chicken butt.
Oh my god, my whole thing. Okay, I thought I said my Chrome was crashed. I thought just like no one was chatting for ages, and apparently it just was frozen. So they're having chats that I missed.
And Confluence, guess what? That for real though, the guy at the synagogue who I was talking to about the was there AI could do conscious, he knew of Wittgenstein even though he didn't read him. So, you said I was only 1% of the population, but he got his degree in philosophy.
Well, yeah, someone who has a degree in philosophy, you can ask them all your gay questions, Kirk. They'll probably know about all your gay stuff for real. But to ask a random congregants, they're just probably not going to know who Wittgenstein is.
He was a random congregant who had his degree in philosophy.
I know, so he's you know what I mean? Random, I mean like a random congregant who doesn't have a philosophy degree. I'm sorry, I had to be specific for that, I suppose, Kirk.
But how do I tell unless I ask? I had to ask first.
You should start with, hey, are you interested in philosophy? And if they're like respond with anything other than an enthusiastic yes, then you just drop it instantly.
Yeah.
You don't start. Yeah. Once they tell you to please leave the synagogue and do not come back, then you know you've gone too far.
Yeah, but that was one time.
One time that you've told us about.
No, this is the one time, and this was, by the way, the synagogue I'm going to now is bigger than the synagogue that kicked me out.
Oh, so bigger and better.
They'll get to know you soon enough, Kirk, and they're going to kick you out, okay?
No.
Kirk, if you don't mind, you don't have to answer, but why did they kick you out?
Because they would bring up these deep philosophical conversations, and they said that it was making. They said that was making the congregants uncomfortable.
It's just very believable.
Is it? They're not into.
Have you met Kirk? I mean, this might be your first time talking to Kirk, Futoy. He gets far worse than this, trust me. This is Kirk on his best behavior, okay?
Okay.
What do you... No, I'm on good behavior. What are you talking about?
Now, but...
Yeah, now.
No, Confluence, what I'm saying is this was the only synagogue that kicked me out, but the reason they kicked me out was because I brought up these deep conversations. and now I'm going to a new one that's bigger than the old one that did kick me out. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Can you give me a phone number to this synagogue so I can
Yeah,
call?
can
and
we
confirm
talk and
Yes.
just kind of
I
warn them a
can give
little
you
bit?
my phone number.
that? No.
Wait, not the synagogue I'm going to now. No,
No,
the one
no,
that kicked me out you can have.
Yeah, the one that kicked you out.
Yeah,
see-
how
Oh
come
yeah,
it's-
actually, it would be nice to do an interview, get them on
Oh, you
panel,
made it.
be like, what happened with Kirk? Yeah,
the
I found out how to
phone
make
is-
it at least, but not
Uh,
reliably yet.
Kirk, it sounds weird because
Real quick, hold on, real quick. 228-5853.
Wait, don't say no.
Wait, what? You asked for the
no
phone number.
doctoring.
That's a
It was a
joke.
joke, Kirk.
Okay.
The fuck? See,
Um,
this is Kirk and his not understanding things, Futo. This is a small taste.
Yeah. No, it's
This is
just
probably why he got kicked out.
it comes like Jewish people come across to me as if they love to talk about philosophy.
Well, he's
Not
a
the kind of
fake dude,
not the kind
real
of
dude.
philosophy that Kirk wants to talk about. Okay.
What do you mean,
for
not
example,
the kind?
I love talking about philosophy, but with Kirk, it's real hit and miss. I mean, sometimes it'll be a good conversation. Other times, I just want to freaking end it all.
What do you mean confluence? What do you mean? What type of philosophy Jewish people are interested in?
I didn't say that. Wait, did I? Are you talking to Futoy?
You were saying that Futoy was saying Jewish people like to talk about philosophy.
Oh,
but
yeah,
then you're saying
yeah.
I talk about. You're saying
Well,
I talk about a certain type of philosophy.
Well, yeah, you'll try to talk about philosophy that, to be clear, almost no one on the planet is interested in, like Wittgenstein.
Okay,
Or
what
like,
kind of philosophy are people interested in?
Transgenders in Jewish bathrooms.
That was a joke, but what kind of philosophy do Jewish people like, or do people or whatever like to talk about? Confluence?
I don't know, just like normal things, I guess. You know.
Yeah, but like, what kind- you said they like to talk about not that kind of philosophy. What kind of philosophy is my question? Like, what are the types of philosophical questions?
Kirk, is this a sort of what do you mean, you people question?
No, I'm being serious. Like, Confluence, what the fuck do you mean? What kind of philosophy are you talking about?
It is. What do you mean, you people, Confluence?
Well, I just mean in general, like, okay, unless you're talking to someone who's really into philosophy, right? Then it's like, in general, people that are into philosophy in like the way I'm into it, yeah, maybe they want to talk about arguments for the existence of God, or they want to talk about does free will exist, or what is consciousness, but they don't want to talk about how do you feel about Wittgenstein's theory that private language is actually private language doesn't exist because it contains no meaning and blah blah blah. Like, no one wants to like talk about the Tacitus. No one wants to. You know what I mean? So it's like it can't be like too, if you're in a normal social interaction, it can't be like too in the weeds unless the person is like has a degree in philosophy or is incredibly booked up on it, right? It's like a major passion. A lot of people like philosophy, but in like the normal kind of way that you don't need to have read all these authors to like have this. Like, this is what I've said before. Talk about the ideas. Don't even mention the philosophers. You're as soon as you say that, people's like minds check out when you're like, so Wittgenstein has this theory called blah blah blah. Just like describe, like with the P-zombie thing, I described the P-zombie thing, described what it was. I'm not quoting from anyone. I'm not saying what the philosopher was that said this stuff. I'm just talking about this term. This is the concept. Anyone watching this could grasp what I was saying, right? But if I started like going into the weeds, it would be like a lot harder for like most people to like know what the fuck I'm talking about.
So basically, what we're saying is talk about
That makes
philosophy, but not say the names of the philosophers. But then what I'm saying is, I didn't really. It's even there were times when I didn't even bring up the names, and they still kicked me out. So
Right, but what kind of questions? What's an example question of something you might ask?
for example, I would ask like, so do you think that language is private or public?
Right, and
Like,
see
is
that
it based
question.
on-
That question, like that needs so much unpacking. The average person doesn't have time to think about what the fuck do you mean by that. Like, if you say, "Do you think we have free will?" That's something everyone immediately knows what you're asking. If you ask Futoy what you just said, and Futoy is not probably going to know what that question would mean unless he's like read up on this weird philosophy of language stuff, right? It's not immediately like understandable.
Or interested.
Whatever. But anyways,
Right.
the point is, I don't think most people are interested in philosophy, Jewish or not, in general. At least in terms of like academic philosophy.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But if you like getting into philosophical discussions, a lot of people are interested in the way I'm describing about like more of like the basic kind of philosophy that you don't need to have read any philosophy, that you can just like be talking to your friend while like drunk or high or something, and just be like, you know, hey, like, what do you think it's possible we live in a simulation? That can get into philosophy. Or, hey, do you think we have free will, or are we just like machines? You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. Those are philosophical discussions, but it's not like academic in a sense that you're like, so this author said this, and he has this theory of determinism. That's gonna like, unless you're into that stuff, it's just gonna throw people off. And this is just like social advice, in my opinion, because I just think that most people are not gonna be.
That I didn't even necessarily name drop the authors. I already said that.
I know, but what else did I say, Kirk? I said it depends on what the question you're asking. And your example was, is language private or public? And what, like, no one knows. People are checked out before you even get like halfway through that fucking sentence. Because there's so much like explanation required. It's not, also philosophy of language is like not a very interesting topic for most people. And maybe that's hard for you to discern if you're interested in it, but just most people are not going to be interested in the philosophy of language. That's just like the boots on the ground reality.
Not. Yeah, I definitely not, Kurt. Definitely not.
So you just gotta read people.
I
I'm just saying it's complicated.
Crashes every time. I don't understand.
What was the last thing you spoke about before getting kicked out?
The last thing I spoke about was, I think it was literally about the philosophy of language. I think I was asking people about like the philosophy of language.
See, that checks out. I understand. I think we solved the mystery. We don't even need to call them.
Yeah.
Were you asking people while the service was going on?
No, this was after the service during the lunch that they hold. Because they have a lunch after the service.
A Jew lunch? Interesting.
What's so interesting about the philosophy of language?
I'm just interested in it because I'm interested in it. Like
what is it that interests you about it? I'm trying to.
Because I'm interested in like how words gain meaning and how that's related to cognition and consciousness.
Yep. See, about halfway through, I checked out.
There was a comedian who kind of touched on this. He was talking about something that's fundamental, and he put it as fun to mental. So he said reading books is fundamental because it's fun to mental. So in that kind of way, I can maybe see a little bit of interest. Like, names, people's surnames were originated from the jobs they did.
Oh, see, you wish that's what Kirk means. Kirk, why don't you try to explain the private language as the public language thing?
I don't wanna, get kicked out of this synagogue.
Right.
Never stopped you before.
He's learning. At least he can learn. At least he can
Public
evolve.
versus private language is, do you think language is basically corresponds to private sensations, or is it based on the use people have in language games?
What?
See, is that comprehensible at all to you, Futoy?
No. But what?
Language.
Okay.
games.
The logical positivist said that you can reduce the meaning of a word to either analyticity or it's synthetic, but it's based off of empirical verification.
Okay, you must know what you're doing. You must know what you're doing, right? Like, I want to give you advice, but if you're joking, then I won't give you the advice because I'll take the bait. But you must know. Are you joking, first of all, Kirk?
I am joking, but like, no, I'm
Okay.
like, okay.
Are you sure
Some
you're
people
joking?
say that the meaning of the word blue is the sensation blue, but other people think that the meaning of the word blue is, can I agree with another person to call this sensation blue?
Sounds very overthinky. You like that word?
It is over. It's like, yeah, it's one of those where it's like, why do people talk about this? Also, I happen to find the answer very obvious, although Kirk disagrees with me on it, but I think it leads to insane. Kirk thinks that there's no utility in language if there's not other people around. And I bring up the example of like journaling, and he's like, that's, if there's no one else around, then it's not, the words that you write have no meaning because there's no one else to tell you if you're wrong or not. I think that's ludicrous. Obviously, you could journal something and look back on it and decide yourself if you wrote something true or false. And there's real world examples. And I gave some to Kirk. I gave an example of let's say you say, hey, there's berries on top of this mountain, and you write this down, and then you go up to the mountain, there's no berries. You could go back to your journal, and then you could be like, I was wrong. And you don't need a third party to tell you that. You're like, I thought there was berries. I went and checked. There's not. I was wrong. That has meaning, just because there's no one to like to fact check all the definitions and stuff. So it's overthinky, but it also, I think it's just retarded in a more general sense, because I think it's just such a stupid thing to think that private language has no utility.
Right. So do we think in language?
I do.
Right.
I heard some people like don't. Like I heard like some people like will just mainly think in like images, but I like sub-vocalize like everything.
So it is important then. Personal language.
Yeah, well, I would think so.
If
Yeah.
you want to think.
That's the thing. And when I'm
If you want to
talking to myself, I'm having meaning. I'm discovering ideas. Like something is happening. I don't need a. It feels almost like a weird type of like anti-solipsism of like being like solipsism, where it's like you think you're the only one that exists. This feels like the opposite of that, where you're like, I need other people to validate my thoughts. And if there's no one else around, then how could I ever know if what I'm saying is coherent at all? It's like, I don't think you need somebody else for your language to still have like meaning and value.
Is it a sort of a distorted version of if a tree falls and there's nobody around to hear it, does it make a sound?
It kind of is in a way. Yeah, it kind of is, because it really is like that, because it's like, yeah, if you speak a word and no one is there to hear it, did you really speak a word? And it's like, I don't know, you're a thinking agent, and if the word makes sense to you and the sentence makes sense to you, and you can even go back in time and realize you were wrong about that sentence, then yeah, I don't see how we're saying that private language has no usefulness.
I never got those things because obviously it makes a sound. Ears pick up sound. You know what I mean? The tree obviously makes a sound. It makes vibration, right?
Yeah, the only way it can really make sense to me is if it's like some type of maybe strange like idealism almost, or like that human consciousness is like fundamental to everything in like that sense. And so like maybe there is like maybe the sound itself has to be experienced for it to even be called a sound. Like if you think about it, if you think, this is gonna sound stupid at the beginning, but like, does a tree exist if there was no people? On one hand, the answer is yes, obviously it exists. But on the other hand, we are the things that will take a bunch of parts, like in this case, tree cells and stuff, and we'll say that is a tree. But without us, there's nothing there to categorize things or delineate between one thing and another thing. We will see an object, like if I'm holding up a can of Red Bull, right? I'll be like, oh, because it's in this form, it is a can, and I'm going to call it a can, and it's separate from the table that it's on. But it's like, that's not an intrinsic thing in nature. I've decided to call this thing a can. I'm deciding it's a can. So if there was no one else around, does this can still exist? I guess it's kind of the question.
Yeah.
And there's a view called mirological nihilism that basically says that all of that stuff can be reduced to its parts. This isn't actually a can at all that I'm holding. It's made up of molecules. Those molecules are made up of atoms. The atoms are made up of subatomic particles. And so really I'm just holding some collection of subatomic particles. This isn't actually a can at all.
Well, it is a can though.
It's a can because we call it a can. Is it actually a can? And so that's kind of like that's kind of like if a tree falls in the forest. It's like we're like, what does it mean for a tree to fall? We're defining what a tree is. We're noticing the falling motion. Otherwise, like without humans, maybe the best objective thing you could say is there's a bunch of atoms and they have relocated to this position now, right? Like it's us that's like, this is a tree. It is falling. Now there is sounds coming from airwaves, and we're going to call these vibrations sounds. Otherwise, you could just like describe kind of like the bare bones of what's actually like fundamentally happening, and that's not super meanful,
That makes life very difficult. It's like while you're in the kitchen, can you get me a molecular all that spiel
but
please?
But it's not like these people like deny that. They would just say it's obviously we use the convention of a can, but the can doesn't actually exist in any actual way. It's just we all know what we mean when we say a can. But there is no can. It's just a collection of molecules. And so humans will say a can. And so it's useful for language to call it a can, but there actually really isn't a can. There's just smaller parts.
But can you say that about everything? Everything, though, even humans. Aren't we just a collection of shit?
Right. Yeah, you could. You could say that about everything, right? And you can see it with
Well,
simple
not
examples like
really.
if you have like a chair
Hardcore.
and you cut off the legs, is it still a chair anymore? What if it has 3 legs? Is that still a chair? What if it has 1 leg? What if it's a chair but use it as a table? Like with certain examples, you can see it more clearly that we're obviously a thing that's like defining what these things are based on their use or like value to us, you know?
Yeah.
Aren't the Buddhists neurological nihilists?
Yeah, I think so. At least a lot of them. There's a lot of branches of Buddhism, but
I don't like to put everybody in the same basket, you know.
I love
Yeah,
putting
but-
people in the same basket.
Isn't there a thing where the story I heard was there was a road sweep, and he was asked how old is his brush, his sweeping brush, and he said it's about almost 30 years old, and the guy was like, "How is that 30 years old? It looks brand new." He goes, "Yeah, I've replaced the head 20 times. I've replaced the pole 50 times."
right, yeah, that's like the famous like ship of Thebes example, right? Or Theseus, not Thebes, yeah.
Yeah,
Where it's like, yeah, if
you
you've replaced everything else. And then the weird thing is if you had the ship or like with the broom handle, let's say the sweeping broom, if you take off the brush head and then you put that brush head on a different broom and then you take the handle off and you put the handle on a different broom, right? What's his broom? If you take enough parts out, because now physically it would be this other broom that you've switched out the parts for, but if you switch it out one by one, you're going to think that that's the broom, right? With the ship of Theseus, if you took every wood plank you took out, if you eventually took all the parts, replaced them all, and then built a new ship, then that ship is more like the ship of Theseus because it contains all of the original parts of the original ship. But it's like now you have 2 ship of Theseuses, Thesei.
Or let me throw something different at you. What if you take all the people that know this is the ship of Theseus away? Is that still the ship of Theseus, or will it be renamed and become something totally different?
Right. This is similar to like the Mona Lisa stuff, right? It's like if every person on Earth forgot about the Mona Lisa, is it still the Mona Lisa, or is it just like I don't know? Is it just like a random painting, or if the painting burned down, then there's not even a memory of it? Did the Mona Lisa, does it still exist, or is it only like, I think we'd all say if the Mona Lisa, let's say, burned down and we lost all copies, but we would still say it exists in some level because we have like memories of this thing.
Yeah.
Right. But then it's like, let's say there's like everyone dies out that knows about it, and there's like one guy left. Is he the only thing holding the Mona Lisa in existence? And then when he dies, does it just cease to exist?
Yeah. How many of those things have been in history?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. They're just gone.
Yeah. For example, if it's a true thing, that concrete or cement, one of them, was invented, then forgotten, and then reinvented. Right, so, and they proved this by looking at the old Roman buildings that actually had concrete in them. They had the concrete ceilings.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. So it's like how much has been, lost and reinvented, or just lost forever? Like all the Library of Alexandria stuff that we just don't even have anymore.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah.
to get 24 hours in the Library of Alexandria and to be able to read not read everything that's inside of it, but be able to understand the books that you are reading and be able to translate them, and to be able to go through and pick out which books you would want to read. Some of the crazy, you probably find some of the craziest stuff in that library that you never
24
thought.
hours. Yeah, 24 hours would just be teasing you.
It would. I'm not asking for a lot, Futoy. I'm a simple man. Just give me 24 hours. I'll go through it. I'll find maybe two books, try and read as much as I can of them, and be like, okay.
But
I'm
Probably,
what if you
they're probably not
couldn't
going to be in
decide?
English, so I think you're going to just be looking at the pictures,
Well-
Big Soda.
But
That's
just
what I'm
say
saying. That's what I meant by being able to understand, like to be able to understand that language, be able to go through, pick like maybe 2 books and be able to read those 2 books that we know are lost to history.
But would you not be thinking, would you not have 50 books in front of you and you want to read them all? Which one do you choose? Because you're not going to be able to read the others ever again.
Yeah.
That's true. But you can't be greedy. You just gotta. Don't waste 12 hours of your time trying to pick.
So just
50
grab a
books.
book. Just grab it.
grab
the
2
random
books
book.
that interest you and fucking read them. That's all you
Hello?
get.
Well, hello, Testy.
Oh, whoa, Tuffy.
Hello.
Hey, Testy, how's it going?
I didn't know you were streaming. Hey, what's up, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you, man.
It's been a while, Testy.
Hey, you notice that Confluence, he'll always do VCs when he's streaming. He'll never be like, hey guys, let's just hang out and chat. Just always content, you know?
Content brain, yeah.
Well, we get something to watch while
true.
we jump on
Well,
this
we
shit.
had something to watch.
Yeah, watch
If
Oh
you
yeah, it's
guys-
not screen
Mario?
shared anymore.
If you guys could go back in history and change something, like for example, stop the fire in the Alexandria Library, prevent Jesus's death on the cross, what would it be? What would you change in history if you could change one thing? Only one.
It's a good question. The obvious answer is, kill baby Adolf, but that's like,
What if you get 10 baby Adolf?
yeah, that's the thing, right? Because there's I'm sure there's a term for this, but it's like if you change one thing, the consequences could be unknown.
The
It's like, how do you know
butterfly
if you're-
effect.
Butterfly?
The butterfly
effect?
effect.
Sure,
Right.
yeah. Like, how do you know if you're making things better or worse, right?
Right.
Hmm.
You could
Well,
maybe
I'd say
take out
something-
Marx or the first person who ever thought of communism. That'd probably be
No,
helpful.
communism would have been inevitable.
Yeah, probably.
We all know that.
What I would have done is I would have had America fund the white Russians to fight the communists.
The White Russian, you mean like the drink?
Yeah, that's all I was
No,
thinking of.
there was like I'm trying to think like no, not the drink. I'm saying the I forgot the name of the group, but basically the people who were resisting the communists.
Oh, okay.
I
I mean,
thought everybody in communism was white. And
I think
Russian.
communism wasn't that bad, all right?
It was the no,
Yeah,
it was the
ask them
whites.
that.
It was called the White Movement, also known as the Whites, was one of the main factions of the Russian Civil War. It was
Oh.
led mainly by the right wing and conservative officers of the Russian Empire.
I didn't know that. It sounds like something Confluence would be super into.
I mean,
is
there's a
that
load of
early
things.
like 1900s or like or I guess early like 1910s or
Yeah, what? Well, so yeah, I guess around that period, right? Somewhere between like turn of the century or not turn of the century, but like 1900 to like 1930, I imagine.
yeah, I guess it probably stretched back to the 1930s. Like I need to learn more about the Russian history. That's something that it gets really fucking. I guess what's the Stalin quote compliment?
I always ask you this.
50 years of history happens in 10 years, and in 10
that's
years,
right. Yeah.
nothing happens at all, or something like that.
Close enough.
Like, to be
Yeah,
honest, that
that's
kind of
right.
describes what happened in Russia. It's like everything went from like villages and just kings and monarchs, and then everything fucking complete chaos within like 30, 40 years.
Yeah, so if I were in charge, perhaps one way to prevent Hitler from rising to power is if you prevented the Treaty of Versailles from happening.
Oh, no. Actually, I would go back in time and take out his art teacher. And so that way, the next art teacher would
yeah.
allow him into art school, and this would allow him to get his creative side into art instead of into genocide.
Maybe that would have happened.
I don't have a good answer. I don't know what in history I would change. History's like,
How about this? How about we found the state of Israel much earlier, so that way the Holocaust doesn't even come up because there's no Jews in the diaspora, or very few.
Well, do you take it
I'm not
from the
touching that one.
Britons or you take it from the Ottomans? If you take it from the Ottomans, then you have a larger population of Muslims.
Well, if you can
that
convince
go
if you convince the Ottomans to create a state of Israel much earlier, then the whole issue wouldn't have come up.
Well,
I guess the only problem with that is the Ottoman Empire was so broken up that a
they
lot
were
of
on
factions were
decline,
operating inside of themselves, and so you would have this thing of where just because the Ottoman king declared, "Hey, we're going to create a state of Israel," you would still have these weird factions inside Ottoman Empire still
Well,
going after the Jews.
I mean, from early Zionism, the state of Israel could be anywhere. So, like, why not put it like in Argentina, like was one of the places they proposed. So
Well, the problem with
So
that
they
is
can
that
start burning down Patagonia sooner, Testy, really?
the
sure.
problem with that is that then you'd get even more. Because yes, initially the religious Jews were very critical of Zionism, but they would be even more critical of it if it was somewhere other than Israel, because at least when it was founded in Israel, at least it was founded in a biblical land.
Right, but that's what I'm
I
saying.
would
Like
say
that,
they would
but it
still
wasn't part of
try
the
to.
original. Yeah, like they would
Yeah.
get over it. Like they don't need that. They'd be like, okay, you guys have your state. You don't need Jerusalem. And
But
Well,
isn't
I do think the
Alex-
religious,
isn't
the
Alex-
rebuilding
religious
Alex-
wouldn't get over it.
David kind of important to
Thank you, Len. They
Israel?
won't dare.
oh yeah, all that stuff is vitally important. I'm just saying that they would get over it. You know, like you can't have everything you want. Like they could, all right,
Well-
you guys can have Israel, but like it doesn't have to be in the motherland kind of thing. You know.
But I don't
Yeah.
think the religious
Indians
would be
haven't gotten
okay with
over it.
that.
Right, but yeah, I guess it depends on when you would intervene. You know what? I've said this before. I don't really like the idea of having, like, because I understand there's an overlap with Judaism between like ethnicity and religion, but like the religion side of it, I don't like the idea of like a religious state, and with the ethnicity thrown in there, like it's kind of inevitable, right? It's the same. Like I don't want like because it just seems. I understand again, Israel's not a theocracy, but if you're gonna have like theocratic leanings or where you're gonna have overlap with the religion, I don't want to live under that type of. I don't think we should have that. I don't think that's good. Same with like
Well,
Christianity or anything else. It's just like
No, but with Judaism, it's a secular state. It's just the reason that there's overlap with the religion. There's one thing, but if it's a secular state, I don't see why that's problematic, even from a secular perspective, because it's like it's
Well, you
more of an ethnic.
but brother, you can't decouple the two things, right? Because and this is one of the reasons why like, I've always thought the anti-Semites kind of snuck in the back door with all the other criticism of Israel, because it's like I 100% recognize that there are people who are just legitimately racist, but like I don't think you'll ever be able to entirely get rid of that conflation, because it's like when like I've had a manifesto written on me about me being anti-Semitic, which is
Well,
fun
I want to
fact.
read this. Can I read this on stream?
So me and the guy who made it on me, like me and him are kind of chill now. So like, I've kind of like stopped publicizing it, but it's like I don't
I'm not
think
sure with
I
them.
wouldn't care, but I don't think I think he would probably be like I would feel bad on his behalf, which is kind of weird to say because he did accuse me of being an anti-Semite.
Even if I removed his name from the thing, I still couldn't.
I don't know, maybe I'll actually, you know what? Let me talk to him. I'll ask him. But all that aside, I'm saying that
I'll
like,
put my name on it, and it'll be my
Well,
manifesto
you-
accusing you of being anti-Semitic.
do you agree with this, Kirk, or maybe more broadly to the room? Like, do you agree that there is often a conflation between criticism of the state of Israel and anti-Semitism? Like, do you think that conflation happens in earnest? I understand sometimes it's like
Yeah, sometimes that does happen.
right, and
But
so
what I would say is that, in my view, when people say that criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic, they're not generally saying that any criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic.
yeah,
What they're saying
I
is holding
agree.
Israel to a different standard than other governments is anti-Semitic.
Okay, fair enough. But even in the best faith scenario, right? Let's say that like somebody is literally just being critical of the government, in that regard, or some structural thing or whatever. You know, it's like when I would be critical of like the American government or the Russian government or whoever. If you add that religious like bend to it, I feel like that conflation is inevitable, and people will use it as both a sword and a shield. So they'll use it to, you know, deflect from criticism, and they'll also use it as like justification. And so
I agree with that.
yeah, so I think that's my broader issue with that. But I'm sorry, I don't even know how we got onto this topic.
Because it's kind of it's something to where, especially when you look at the shield side of it, if you feel that someone's bringing criticism onto you and that criticism is accurate, it's just but you just it's negative criticism towards you, so you could bring up that, hey, you're just saying this because you're an anti-Semite, and that can kind of shield you because now you're passing as though they're doing something untoward instead of just pointing out, I guess, problems or
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
and to be fair, I think some people literally use the word Zionist in that fashion. They literally use it as coded language, which sucks because I understand there's like the textbook definition of what Zionism is and then kind of what it became, and there's some various interpretations. But like, there are people who like if they call you a Zionist, they're almost using it as a slur. Like they're using it in a way that's like you're like a bad person, or the whole like, oh, you support genocide, like that brain dead shit. So it's like.
It's a both sides problem. It's
Yeah,
both
exactly.
sides are using this as kind of a dual meaning instead of, I guess it's probably because they won't sit down and talk about it, but it's gotten so extreme that neither side cares to sit down and talk about it.
And I've said I'm not anti-Zionist in the sense that like just the reality boots on the ground, like I don't think you could just remove the state of Israel because then you're just going to have the criticisms that people have for like the Palestinians, except for the Israelis. It's like, well, where are they going to go? Like, they need like some sort of land. Like, I don't believe in just leaving, then creating another humanitarian crisis. I think that's insane. But, so like, yeah, I'm not conceptually against like a Jewish land. I just think that you're always going to have as long as you acknowledge that you're always going to have some level of conflation or issues with that when you merge like ethnicity and religion in that way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but my question to you is
unique compared to others because, like, most religions, it's like
there's
you
no
have
Christian
this concept.
ethnicity. Yeah.
But confluence. Sorry, not confluence. I was going to ask Testy, do you think that, in your view, the reason we got onto this is because we were talking about like different things we were doing in history. I was saying we wouldn't have the Holocaust if we created a Jewish state much earlier. So like, what would you do? Like, would you prevent the Treaty of Versailles from being signed, or like, would you do anything to prevent the Holocaust? Or like,
I was thinking like further back in history of something I would change, but I guess for like the 21st or not even 20. Goddamn, I keep fucking up my centuries. For the 20th century, yeah, I would like to do something that would prevent the Holocaust from happening. That would be nice. I don't know, what was the Treaty of Versailles again? Was that the one after World War I where Germany got off?
It's World War One where Germany took the blame of.
That's right.
I forget
and they had to give up either a bunch of land or a bunch of resources.
But they also should have. They were in an offensive alliance with Austria, the little shits.
Yeah, but Austria started it. And
I know, Germany joins in.
It.
I mean, yeah, but if you have an offensive alliance, that's like,
I mean,
like,
if your leader gets assassinated and then the other side's like, oh, well, it was just some random schmuck that fucking killed him. It ain't got nothing to do with us. What are you supposed to do?
But if you drag the whole world into a war and cost all these resources, I feel like there has to be some type of consequences.
And they lost 13.
Let's say we did the Treaty of Versailles. What about the fact that Hitler used that as propaganda for the Holocaust?
Well, I understand, but
that's the argument. Yeah, that's
a thing can be bad and still be used for justification for more bad.
And it caused hyperinflation because I remember seeing a picture in like some classroom textbook where it was somebody with like a wheelbarrow of, is it francs or whatever, like whatever the German currency is, and it was like just to buy like a loaf of bread. Like their currency was deemed essentially worthless, so it created like a massive social like disparity that Hitler ultimately or H-Man ultimately used for like to his advantage, right? So
and they had to pay back reparations to banks
I understand that this was also like propaganda, like it was the excuse for the war starting, but what if we went and saved Franz Ferdinand?
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna be honest, that's probably the most logical way to stop the war that I could see the least amount of consequences coming back from it. Because it almost seems
World War
inevitable.
I caused World War II, then we got to stop World War I, and then we save France.
Yeah. It's like Back to the Future. We got to go back, Marty.
Well, hang on, Confluence. I guess you feel that the punishment should have been levied at Germany?
Like primarily Austria, but also Germany.
Well, do you think there should have been no repercussions for the fact that a world leader was assassinated in another country?
I don't know if that was the Serbian government's fault, though.
It was definitely Serbians' fault.
The question is, you have to believe their interpretation of it. They say they didn't do it, and so the question is, well, our leader's still dead, so what do we do?
Yeah, but Confluence, from a utilitarian perspective, or even just from a humanitarian perspective in general, if preventing the Treaty of Versailles would have prevented World War II, wouldn't that have been worth it?
I don't think we should. Oh no, sorry, this joke doesn't work.
Go ahead, Confluence.
I don't know. It's so hard to know because if it would have prevented it, that was like one of Hitler's talking points, but he had a bunch of other shit too that he was like pissed off of. I feel like the Jews would have bugged him enough eventually that he'd be like, you know what?
I have an idea.
You think
I have an
it's
idea.
just inevitable? They would just annoy the fuck out of everybody eventually. That would happen.
Maybe one way to prevent the Holocaust is if we went back in time and we changed the New Testament and removed all the anti-Semitism from the New Testament.
There's no anti-Semitism in the New Testament, you freaking Noahide.
Is there?
I was gonna say, were Jews writing anti-Semitism into the fucking Bible? Maybe if we go back and stop the Jews, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, maybe that's how we stop the Holocaust, Kirk.
In the New Testament, not the Hebrew Bible. In the New Testament.
We go back and we take out Abraham, okay? Problem solved.
No, Abraham. I'm talking about like Paul and like the Gospel of John.
Yeah, there's no anti-Semitism in the Bible. I'm sorry you guys killed our Messiah, Kirk, but us pointing that out isn't anti-Semitic.
There's gotta be anti-Semitism in there.
It's wild he's putting blame on us. No, it's your fault. You fucking bred us.
What if we go back and we just like edit the Bible, just one small little sentence, and just say slavery's not allowed? With just that one little edit. Maybe I would do something like that.
The 11th commandment?
Yes, the 11th, thou shalt not enslave one another.
Or what about thou shalt not Holocaust? That would just solve things too.
Yeah.
The 12th commandment? Okay,
well, there's
we're
thou shalt
building...
not murder, so I guess that's kind of...
Well, but that's what I was saying. I'm saying one of the reasons for anti-Semitism within Christian history, as I understand it, is because the New Testament describes Jews as the synagogue of Satan.
No, it describes it describes a certain thing as the synagogue of Satan. It doesn't say just all Jews are the synagogue of Satan. Okay,
I need to
clear.
Sounds bad.
Yeah, but wasn't Jesus Jewish? Come on.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. No, haven't you heard from Maryland that he's actually somehow not Jewish in some very confused, ahistorical kind of way?
Oh, right, some northern, southern, Israelite thing. Yeah.
I mean, you deny that Christians have used the New Testament for anti-Semitism throughout history?
I mean, the Christians have used, slavery throughout history. But does that make the New Testament anti-Semitic? No.
Wait, okay, so I ChatGPT'd it, obviously. So Synagogue of Satan, I asked, is the Synagogue of Satan anti-Semitic? And it said yes, usually in modern usage.
Yeah, modern usage. But
that's just cuckery, though. That's just cuckery, because if it's explaining religious authority and it's saying that the religious authority is acting outside.
Yes, it does say it was not a blanket statement for all Jews, but it did have to do with, like, I guess, a specific group.
When Jesus was saying this, it was literally a bunch of Jews around him as he was saying this to specific Jews.
Oh, no, sorry. I got the final word. The ADL has actually determined that it's anti-Semitic, so it can't really argue.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
That's true.
Who was Jesus referring to when he was calling them the synagogue of Satan? Confluence.
The Pharisees.
Yeah.
The Pharisees?
The Pharisees, yeah.
The Pharisees were just the rabbinic tradition who believed in the Talmudic tradition, basically.
Hang on,
the Talmud didn't exist at that point.
Yeah, I don't think rabbinic Jews existed either during the time of Jesus.
Yes, look it up. The Pharisees are considered rabbinic Jews.
And like in a post hoc way, the Talmud didn't exist, right, Kirk?
Hang on.
No, the Talmud was revealed, in my view, it's part of the Oral Torah, which was revealed on Mount Sinai.
Okay, but there's no writings of the Torah that we can date pre-Christ, right? So you can say, oh, maybe this somehow was revealed and just passed down and no one wrote it down. Fine, you can say that, but I guess Harry Potter, if you think about it. But the truth is, we have it written at a certain time, which is after Christ.
What I'm saying is the people who followed the oral tradition were the Pharisees.
Have we got any Potterites in the house?
in this specific example, I would argue no. I would argue that when Jesus refers to the Pharisees, he's obviously talking to religious authorities because when he goes in to describe in Matthew the 7 woes, he's specifically talking about people with religious power doing things outside of their religious authority.
And also, I guess I'm fact checking myself, so I guess Kirk is kind of right. So, like, the formal term of like rabbinic Jews didn't exist until about 7 years after the destruction of the Second Temple, but the Pharisee like tradition was like the precursor to it. So I guess it's like, it's like, I guess maybe on technicality, I'm fighting.
It's post talk. It's saying this thing I think relates to what I believe now,
Yeah,
and so I'm going to
just
apply
listen to
it.
what Kirk said. How he thinks the oral Torah was or the oral stuff was revealed on Mount Sinai. It's like this is just like we're going back. We're just like it's like historical revisionism.
I'm not sure.
It's the same thing we went through last night with World War II.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we still have not how we found a conclusion to what would you do, Confluence, to change history? Like, if you could change anything in history.
Take out Abraham. Just kidding.
Hell yeah.
No, but seriously,
Lincoln.
What would you do? Confluence, what would you do?
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to.
You have to think of something that would have the least effect, the least butterfly effect.
How about
I
this?
feel like I have an answer, but I feel like my answer would go horribly wrong, which is similar to Testes adding stuff. I would want to write the gospel according to Confluence and have like a secret second thing.
Wow,
yeah,
that's
my own whole book.
Difficult. That's kind of crazy.
How about we prevent the transatlantic slave trade?
Because I think I could just cover so many things. I could have the no slavery thing. I could be like, definitely not abortion. I could be like, watch out for the sneaky Jewish people. Hashtag not all Jews, just the sneaky ones. I could have like every issue, that comes up throughout history. I could like preempt it,
But how do you know it would make it into the King James version? How do you know they wouldn't just
Well, it doesn't have to make it to the King James. It just has to make it to the church councils that decided the canon way ahead of time. So I mean, that's what I would change. I would write a book and get the church council to agree.
Well, how about this? No slavery, and then you also clarify that, like, when they're talking about the synagogue of Satan, we're not talking about like modern Jews. How do you clarify that?
No.
No, because some modern Jews fit in there. Some modern Jews fit in there.
Ask, if we didn't have like
you're not willing
slavery, do you mean like serfs too, or just
what do you
modern
mean
day
by
version of slavery?
slavery? Yeah, the slavery's been going on.
This is why I need a
since
whole
the beginning
book.
of time.
This is why I need a whole book, because I'd have to unpack that and be like, okay, it's fine if you like sell yourself for a
getting rid of serfs in general, then a lot of people die.
True.
Confluence.
Keelan, he tried to rejoin at the end though. His thing died. He tried to rejoin, but I was like closing down. He was in the back, and I was like, okay, I'm going to bed anyway, just to clear Hostel's name there.
You're not willing to admit that to say that, when we say synagogue of Satan, we're not talking about modern Jews?
No, because we are talking about some, surely.
That still sounds anti-Semitic, though. I don't know. Calling it synagogue of Satan, that's fucked up.
I'm
not calling it that, but I'm also not gonna write down in the Bible, hey, this definitely doesn't apply to any modern Jew. Because obviously, if a Jew is like a Pharisee, then for that specific Jew, it would apply to them, right?
Okay. Then how do you assess whether a modern Jew is a Pharisee or not?
I might say this isn't about the ethnicity. I'd probably say that. The synagogue of Satan, it's not about ethnicity, and it's not necessarily even about the religion. You could be like any religion and be a part of the synagogue of Satan.
You're just creating racism then.
Yeah, but guys, have you thought
I would say
about
the opposite. I'm saying
you said
it's not down ethnic lines.
Oh, it's not.
Clarify, yeah.
My mistake.
Have you thought about the what's the word?
Confluence.
I just got a brain fart. What if you take away slavery and then a bunch, hundreds of thousands, or maybe even millions of people just disappear?
Well, yeah, I understand, but this is a cost I'm willing to bite, though. Okay.
Maybe you disappear.
Hold on. You're not talking about just the people who were slaves, right? You're talking about all their descendants too, because they all die.
Look, I understand.
Well,
you got to crack a few eggs to make a slavery-free omelet, Alex.
Well,
I think
hang
it's
on,
worth it.
Confluence.
Yeah, it's definitely worth
Well, what if you do something like that and then America never exists?
it. Ooh, that's true. That's a good
I
point.
think
You guys
something
did-
then maybe better than America would
Well-
exist.
I thought you were gonna say better than
Like
slavery.
communist Russia.
And I could also say
Communism didn't-
empathy is a real thing. I could write that in the Bible, so then the ortho bros would have to accept it. Yeah, there'd be so many things. I could say we're all God if you think about it. There'd be a lot I could add. Holy shit.
Well, you only get to pick one, so choose wisely.
No, I'm right.
Yeah,
I
that's
chose to
kind of
write
the
a
problem.
book. I don't have
No,
to.
no,
There's
no,
nothing
no,
saying
no,
I have
just
to
hold
write
on.
one verse.
What if you could just add a single like one rule that
That's
that you
what I
had
did
to
earlier.
obey?
My one little line would just be "Don't own slaves." Just
Okay,
Yeah,
mine
but-
would
but
then
he-
be
he
there
said-
will come a prophet named Confluence, and I would adequately describe myself and listen to him when he comes, and he will be your leader.
You're
And
gonna
I
be
would
the
write
second
that.
problem.
Yeah.
How do you know people exactly would listen to your part of the Bible?
well, this.
Well, I mean,
Oh, that was-
I feel like we're kind of assuming that we can do this. Like when we say we're going to stop the Archduke Franz Ferdinand from dying, I'm assuming we're just assuming that we would have a way, right? So in that
But like the
same way, I'm
world is
assuming
gonna,
that
the world is
I could
gonna
get
listen
this.
to your. Not everybody follows the Bible, right?
no, but Bible's been incredibly influential, right?
It has, but it's not going to stop slavery everywhere.
what would happen?
No,
is-
but it will stop it
basically,
in
It would be a separate
majority Christian
denomination.
nations.
There would be like the followers of the Book of Confluence, but like
Oh,
not
that'd be
everyone's
so
gonna buy it,
base,
for
though.
sure.
Holy shit!
It'll just be another Christian sect. Well, it's like, well, we're the right ones. That's what would end up happening.
Confluites. Oh man, that'd be
Like
crazy.
Rome, but Confluence.
Confluence. So
Think
say it.
Confluence
Confluence.
Nation. Yeah, I don't like that. There's a lot of stuff, Confluence, you say that I can't sign off on. So
I
for you
would
to
put
just get
everything
your
I
own
say
book,
in this book. I'd be very careful on what I would say. I'd have to think
I
about
mean,
a
yeah, I'm
lot of it.
nervous. I'm nervous you're gonna lead like another chapter of Muslims, and then they're gonna take your work and then they're gonna kill people with it.
Yeah, no, I'll have a bunch of stuff. Don't trust the Muslims. No one will know what that means at the time, but they'll eventually be like, holy shit. And then, even if they don't, that's the thing. The Confluites will be discriminated against for a while, sure. But once the prophecies come true, because I'll leave a bunch of prophecies, and once they come true, people will be like, the Book of Confluence has all the correct knowledge of historical events.
Well, no, because it's butterfly effect. So it's like you could predict shit up to a point, and then history's going to diverge wildly. We already agreed since you're ending slavery.
I'll
there's
write
gonna
that too. I'll say, look, some of this stuff might not happen because I'm changing the course of history. I'll just be honest. I'll be like, I'm from the future. So look,
Yeah, you're
a lot of this is going to sound crazy, but a lot of it's going to happen.
All right, you've thought of everything.
And I
Clearly.
even could prove that. I could write some mathematical formula in there. So
that's
so
true.
then when they come along, they'd be like, okay, I guess he was from the future. I guess he's telling the truth. And yeah, some of it's going to diverge, but we should listen to him.
Most people
Well,
would start a book with, "Hey, listen to me.
But
It's
hold
gonna
on,
sound
if you tell
really
them-
fucking crazy, but trust me,
If you-
I'm from the future."
If
I
you
just
tell
tend
them
to
you're
not
from the
listen to
future,
them.
they're not going to listen to you because then they're just going to think you time traveled, that you're not actually like a process.
Now people believe anything. I mean, look at what you guys believe.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's
True,
what-
true.
It says it
Look at
on
what you
Con
believe.
book. We all
I'm
have
happy with
accounts
that.
on Con book.
Although I think
Confluence
I think I read somewhere that the less real detail it has, the more firmly people hold to the belief.
Oh, so you can't be too.
That
that
sounds legit.
Because then
that
you
sounds
can
legit.
interpret it, and you can. Yeah, that does make
Because
sense.
there's less to attack on it, so then it just
Right.
becomes an opinion more.
So yeah, you got to be vague and speak in metaphors and parables and all that shit. You got.
Oh,
you
yeah.
gotta,
Vague
Don't
posting.
threaten me
Vague
with a good
posting.
time. Yeah, the whole book will be
You
vague
gotta make
posed.
the hell out of that.
the whole book will be
Yeah.
vague. Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's why the 6 feet metric during COVID was so effective, because when you go to look into it, there's not specific detail about it, so everybody was just
Because-
believe it. That checks out. No, that checks out.
The
Speed is
price of Zen
something
shall
nobody
not
knows what that
exceed
is.
$7.
It's immeasurable.
So say it, Confluence.
Zins should be
Lord
provided
God.
free of charge.
Yeah, you just
The
a recall
Zen shall be
for Zen.
sacred amongst men.
Yeah, I saw this thing from the Canadian government website saying they're doing the Zen recall, and it's more like a general signaling of hey, we're cracking down. So I know we talked about it the other day, and it's like now they're kind of like wagging their finger. They're like, apparently they've been being sold at like some corner stores and stuff, like, but they're not supposed to be.
Oh, I gotta find these corner stores, man.
I mean,
Where are
the
they
ones I saw,
cracking
they
down
are in Ontario,
specifically?
or Ontario. So
Bodegos.
Like, what are they cracking down on specifically? Like, I guess what's
So-
their
so Zyn, or what do you call it, nicotine pouches or whatever, they can only be sold at pharmacies, and they can't. I think, as Conflict said many times, they can't be like flavored, so they only have like a mint thing available. So it's like
Yeah.
it's super high, like, which is so stupid. Like, you should be able to just buy it anywhere you can buy cigarettes or like even
Yeah.
vape stuff. So for some reason they put it in this weird other category as like a smoking
cigarettes
cessation
different?
thing.
He's slowly becoming red pilled.
Like,
Welcome
are
back,
cigarettes
Tyler.
sold only in a pharmacy?
No, that's
No.
the stupid thing. You get cigarettes fucking anywhere. And then with fucking, like, at grocery stores, you can get them at gas stations, right? It's just like America. And then with Zins, they can only be sold and like behind the counter, like a pharmacist has to give it to you and sell it to you.
Because
So-
because they're sold as like a smoking cessation tool, so it's like a medical thing. It's not like a, hey, this is cool and fun.
So your harm reduction worldview is now getting in the way of practical reality and what you enjoy. What are you going to do about it? You
I
gonna
don't
vote
think
right
the
wing?
thing is, I don't think that is, first of all, I already vote right wing, but I don't think that is harm reduction. That's like,
I'm talking
what
about
harm are we
testicle jokes.
reducing? Oh,
And
testy.
children. That's why you can't have flavored nicotine products as children. It's specifically targeted at children.
Yeah, they got rid of cigarellos, or like filtered. They're like,
Yes.
cigarello just means tiny cigar, but they got rid of any sort of filters on cigars or small cigars because they're like, oh, it makes it more appealing to kids. Same with like flavored, like I can't get like a grape cigar thing anymore.
What kid has ever said, like, I want to look like Cruella DeVille?
Yeah.
Like, what about like legalizing marijuana? Are there some marijuana brands that have names of specific, I guess, flower that resembles, I guess, things that could attract children?
Yeah,
Well,
oh
there's
yeah.
one-
But
There's
they're-
one called Bubblegum.
Yeah, there's there's like banana daiquiri kush and all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
like,
I don't know how we're not
that-
cracking down on that. Weed
Well,
shit,
that
that was
stuff-
one of the biggest mistakes Canada made, was fucking legalizing
weed
fucking
is,
pot, man.
No, definitely not. But weed is like when you go into like a maybe that's like this in California. I have no idea. I haven't but weed stores here, they all try to kind of be like an Apple store. Like they're all like uber hipster and they're like super like,
Yeah.
hey, like everybody's. But it is extremely highly regulated. So like you can't buy weed except at like designated like government. Actually, no, maybe they do have private, just like liquor, but it's like,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they do.
private, like Delta
they do
9
have
and
private.
stuff, yeah.
yeah, but it
See,
is
it's just kind of
yeah.
weird because
Well,
Well,
you
same
need like a
with liquor.
license and stuff to sell.
Same with liquor. They floated the idea, but you can only buy liquor. They have private liquor stores, but it's either a government liquor store or a private liquor store. You can't buy it at like like 7-Eleven or like Safeway or whatever, like in the States. Like you have to buy it at a designated sort of place. So it's just
Well,
more.
I'm not. Well,
yeah.
see, I'm not sure. At least where I'm around, I don't think you can buy liquor in the gas station. I think you can buy like beer and alcohol products, but I think there's a like stipulation of like requiring a certain license that then sells like hardcore liquor or hard liquor.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I always thought in the States you could just. Well, I think the main thing is like you can't get alcohol at like any time of the day. There's no like 24. To my knowledge, I don't think there's any like 24-hour place that you can just go and buy booze.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess for beer products, yes, because if you go to QT or Spinks or whatever gas station that is open up 24 hours, you could technically go buy alcohol at any period of the time, unless
Okay.
your state has a like law that says that after a certain period of time you
Right,
can no
that you
longer
can't
sell alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's different in out east. Maybe Confluence can say, but at least on the West Coast, they don't sell even beer at like the gas stations or anything. So
Yeah. No,
And
we
there
can't
used
get
to be
anything like
laws
that.
on like Sunday, so like there used to be laws for like on the day of
the Lord's
Sunday.
Day?
you couldn't- Yeah.
that makes sense.
Guys, I got to dip. Nice talking to you all, and hopefully see you soon.
Yeah,
Take
nice
care,
talking to
Enjoy.
you.
It's always enjoyable.
Later, man.
Hey, Tyler.
Shut
How you
up!
doing?
I like this comment. In the Midwest, you can buy your guns, alcohol, and gas all at the same place.
That's pretty
Walmart.
based.
That is freedom right there.
I've been to the Midwest. Yeah, you absolutely can.
Well, that checks out. That's how it should be.
Mhm. Yep.
Why should you have to travel to 3 different stores to go pick up your groceries?
I know.
Right. You can get your hunting bow, your ammo, your swords, your guns, all your groceries, all your tools, and then your gas, and then pick up a propane tank to go grill while you're at it. Fuck yeah.
And go get your tires rotated, fucking all in one
They
place.
do. They actually have tire rotation as well. They'll change your oil for you. You know.
I was gonna say you'll get everything. You're good. You
You get your car serviced while you go in there. Yeah. Take home
Wait,
more freedom than anyone else in the country ever could.
Yeah, that's pure freedom right there.
Yes, it is.
It can get out of hand because when you put the government in charge of that, yeah, technically the government could supply all that for you, but I don't know if I like that. It has to be like a
No,
name I can trust, like
In
Walmart.
Canada, you have to
something
go
you
to
can just go
16
get.
different places for those things. Well, and some of them you
Yeah,
can't.
like getting a waiting period. It's such fucking bullshit. He can be in and out in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's bam. And see, the neighbors are so spread out in the Midwest. You don't have to worry about someone going and breaking
Oh,
into a
dude,
bunch of houses. It'll take you like 25
no.
minutes to get in the driveway.
Yeah, getting in and out of the driveway does take a long time sometimes, I'm sure. Oh shit.
I mean,
Like
city
a mile
cities,
between
you gotta-
houses and shit like that, yeah. Not to
Cities, you
mention, there's
gotta
always
change
some
that.
farmer out there watching for coyotes and a sniper rifle when he sees you coming by. And yeah, they don't play, man. They don't play.
You still playing that silly game, Confluence?
Yeah.
The stupid Mario one? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. And Asian
I'm
Mario
gonna try
bullshit.
this one section for ages. I'm kind of
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
hard
that's
star.
Extremely
It's not easy.
enjoyable.
I'm bad.
I
I'm
think-
so bad at the freaking
What's
wing
the-
cap, man. Always have been.
Are you using a controller or keyboard?
Controller.
Okay, good.
Some
you
people
tried
that are really
using a
good use a
keyboard?
keyboard. I have, yeah. Like at the beginning, I didn't have a controller many moons ago, and it is fine. But if you get like used to it, you can like play just as well. And there is some advantages because then if you want to hold like directly 45 degrees, right, then you can do that. Whereas on like a controller, it's like not going to happen in the same way.
So, Confluence.
Oh, time to switch the subject.
Yeah,
Hey, Kirk.
it is time to switch the subject because we're not talking about anything.
Yeah, we didn't really have a subject to be fair. So yeah, fair enough.
I'm just shitting on Kurt. All right.
No, fair, yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
Do
leave
you think?
Tyler alone.
So, didn't you say that you studied existential psychology in college? So, did you study at the work of Did you study any work that deals with anxiety from an existentialist perspective?
A little bit.
Sounds like made up, dude. Existential psychiatry, bunch of bullshit.
Did you did the name Rollo May ever come up?
What is existential psychology?
Existential psychology is a psychology which incorporates existentialist thought into psychology.
That makes sense.
In a very vague, kind of
Thank
loosey-goosey
you,
kind of
thank you
way.
for not giving me any answers
Yes.
and using the exact same
Asked.
fucking word.
Asked and answered. All right, move on.
Yeah,
So
move
it's
on,
basically
Alex.
psychology,
As you did, provide me the term.
integrates the idea. Psychology that integrates the idea that we are born without inherent meaning. We have to create our own meaning to live, basically meaningful, authentic lives.
Well, I kind of
Isn't
believe
that all of psychology?
No, it's like all
You'd
of
be
existentialism,
surprised.
so it's at the very
You'd be
least.
surprised.
But Confluence.
Hold on.
the name-
I've never met a psychologist who said that we have like intrinsic self-worth that we need to find. It's always like, hey, you need to find out what you care about and start doing it.
That's good
Yeah, I
advice,
mean,
Alex.
To some extent, it's like, yeah, in the sense that it's self-guided, but I think there's more of an emphasis on like you got to carve your own way through the jungle of finding like true purpose, you know, and there's a lot of stuff about death anxiety and
I
stuff,
see.
and like, you know.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but did you ever when you studied? You said you studied a little bit of anxiety. Did you did the name Rollo May ever come up?
I think you already asked me that, Kirk, and I said no. Also, again, when it's not like I took. I was explaining this before.
Okay, there's two possibilities. Either you didn't say no, or I didn't hear you say no.
Yeah, I didn't hear that answer either.
It's the
I heard
latter.
it. I heard it.
Okay.
Tyler.
So
You
anyway,
guys never listen to me.
he basically had this theory that anxiety is due to basically when something that shatters your identity or your sense of self is what anxiety is. So like the fear that you have that your self will be crushed because like a belief you hold that is essential to your identity is crushed.
Mine came from drugs.
I thought the drugs have been fully positive for you, Tyler.
No, like the long-term effect of just doing, I don't know which drug or when or how much did it, but the long-term effects of
all
doing
of
drugs
them.
was anxiety. Yeah.
All
you
the
have
drugs.
anxiety, Tyler? I didn't know that.
But
What's that?
Confluence, you
I didn't know you had anxiety. It's tough.
Oh, bad.
Oh shit. Sorry.
Like what type? Like panic attacks, general?
Yeah, tightness of the chest all the time. I got meds for it. I sleep like 6 hours a night.
Oh shit.
Shit.
Okay.
That's awful.
See, if I knew this, I would have been nicer to you in general.
do you agree, do you agree though, Confluence, with that general idea that like anxiety is due to or things that like pose a threat to our sense of self?
I think that's like one type of anxiety, I guess. I don't know if
Wait,
that's
okay.
like all anxiety.
I had this isn't backed by like any sort of psychology to my knowledge. It was just like an anecdotal, or maybe not
Like you
anecdotal,
do.
but like it's just something that somebody said to me once, and I thought it was like a good shorthand. So this isn't like true, but they said that like the difference between depression and anxiety is depression is like an inability to let go of the past, and anxiety is worrying about the future. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
think
that's
I
kind
think
of like
yeah.
yeah, it's like a general thing. I feel like that kind of rings true. Because
Yeah,
anxiety is very like things that haven't happened yet, but you doom like you think of all of these things that could happen, and then depression is like you just regret and like, oh, I wish I could have changed this, and like you're constantly like unable to let go of things, right?
Yeah, I
That's
like
not
that.
necessarily true.
No, I know it's not necessary, yeah, but as a
Okay.
general thing, I think it's okay.
I like the
Yeah,
Kierkegaard quote that like anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. That like with the existential freedom that we have anxiety because of the fact that we have the freedom to choose things which are detrimental to ourselves. Like I think anxiety.
Let me try a Kirk sequitur real quick. Hey, Confluence, you ever had a colonoscopy?
I never have.
Sorry, you guys talking
Thankfully.
about something? Let me change the subject.
You should get a colonoscopy when you are, I think it's 45, just as a PSA.
Well, to be fair, when I
We still got-
initiate a conversation,
So I got
I'm
20
gonna
years till
keep us on the
that,
conversation.
thankfully.
Four more years.
You ever heard of gay porn star John Smith? He said you could actually nut when you get a colonoscopy. You should look into it.
I am worried about that. Like, what if the doctor puts his finger up there? And I just,
Most of the time, doctors are not going to stimulate your fucking. Yeah.
Bestie, I'm not sure why you're concerned about this.
what if
I
I
went to
get
the
hard?
synagogue today, and the first time I talked to the rabbi, I asked him, "Could you nut from a colonoscopy?" This gay guy told me that. He kicked me out.
Are you
Steve,
28?
do you usually
Confluence?
get hard when a man sticks his finger up your butt?
Well, it's never happened. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I almost had you. I almost fucking had you.
Yeah. But this is part of the
Are you
concern. I don't have the baseline, right?
Are
Maybe
you
it's like
28?
the
Confluence?
best feeling you've ever felt before in your life. You're like,
That's
you
when I
boom
discovered-
instantly.
That's when I discover I'm gay. It's like, oh fuck, it's an awakening at 45. Just like... Sorry, go ahead. Kirk.
I don't know if like just having an orgasm is going to make you gay, right?
I thought you said,
That's
didn't
not-
you say, Confluence, that you're 28?
Yeah. That's
This
right.
guy's getting pegged. That's the number one go-to argument of dudes that like to get pegged. Just because you nut off and getting fucked in the ass don't make you gay, bro.
It's a physiological response, you know?
Also, I think no, Confluence is older than 28. Don't let him lie to you.
Wait, no, seriously, how old are you though? Because like you said, you have 20 years, but like I thought people, you get your colonoscopy in your late 50s.
Well, 40 if it's like runs if colon cancer runs in the family, or 45 is I think the general recommended age. And I know
Okay.
I don't ask me why I know this. It's just like I also have a little bit.
He's
of
got it
health.
marked on his calendar. He's so excited.
Kind of, yeah. I'm like, well, because I'm gonna go in on my, as a joke, like I've always said, I'm gonna go in on my 45th birthday. He's gonna be like, "What brought you in today?" And I'm like, "It's my birthday." So I'm gonna, to be fair, because I'm an ally,
Birthday surprise.
I want to find like a Jewish doctor for some reason that just feels right, because he'll have like small, soft hands. So I've already thought this through. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah,
Kirk's exact
apparently.
motivation.
You pick the race, you pick the day exactly, you pick
I'm
the
pretty
jokes
sure they
you're
don't
gonna
like
make
they don't
during
like
it.
use their fingers,
Yes.
but I could be wrong.
What was that, Alex?
I'm almost positive they don't use their fingers, but I could be wrong.
I'm pretty
I
sure they do.
I think they do.
They put a glove on, and then
Oh wait,
they...
not for colonoscopy.
Well, not for colonoscopy.
For a prostate exam, they use their
Oh,
finger.
okay. I was talking about prostate exam this entire time. Our colonoscopy, yeah,
okay.
that one.
Yeah,
I
I
think
was gonna
they,
say,
I think
like,
that
what-
one they put you under, if anything.
You can be put under, but you don't have to
Tube.
be.
It's just a tube.
Oh, I would want to be. If you're gonna put
Or
like,
it's like a camera.
the one with the camera, yeah. Okay, I was talking about
No.
prostate exam. My bad, guys.
There's a monitor. You never know. Like I like watching my car get washed. Maybe it's like similar to that.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Hold on, you want to see what you want to see the camera, or what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
want to
would
watch my
show you.
asshole get cleansed.
Yeah.
So the problem is they fill it with gas to expand it out, and
It's
that is
already that
intensely
way.
fucking painful. No, it is intensely fucking painful.
I've heard.
Like,
Yeah,
they-
I've heard.
They release, like, I don't know if it's nitrogen or some bullshit into your
Sorry.
intestine as they push the camera through. It fucking hurts.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're apparently
Yeah.
very painful.
Wait, have you had one?
Yeah.
Like okay.
When I was younger.
Just for fun.
A
For
couple
fun,
amateur
sure.
ones too.
They give you something that makes you, it doesn't like put you to sleep, but it makes you like not keep your memory. I kept all of my memories from that.
Oh, damn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I was talking about.
And when
prostate
you
exam.
tell them, when you tell them that you are aware, they don't care because they think it's normal. They just
Well,
keep
during your
going.
prostate exam, if the doctor has both of his hands on both of your shoulders, something's not right.
Right. That is actually true.
I like that. I always say, and I've said this before, and it's not a joke, that I'll just do my own prostate exam. If like I think I can figure it out. Okay, like I'll just stick my own finger up my butt. I don't need to hire a fucking
do you know what
doctor.
you're feeling for?
Yeah, how
I'll
do you know what
figure
you're-
it out. I'll figure it
What's your
out.
feeling
It can't
for?
be that hard.
You'd have to like test on.
I
Something
mean, hold
else
on.
to know what
If you've
you feel.
only ever felt one, you won't know
exactly.
what it's supposed to be
Well,
like.
no, okay, so I'm supposed to get it done on 45. So when I'm 40, I'll just take the plunge. So I have like a
And just
baseline
figure-
of what it's supposed to feel like. Okay,
Oh, I see. Okay.
and then when
now,
I turn,
all right.
then I can just do them
but
forever.
that's presuming that you don't already have like some sort of.
I think that's a
tumor
fair
or cancer
assumption.
there.
I think that's a fair assumption.
I mean, it
fine
could
with
be.
me. Yeah.
But you know what they say about assumptions? When you assume something, you make an ass out of you and me.
That's true. They do say that.
That is a relevant asked quote. So allowed.
Yeah. And even if it was not relevant,
Then you'd be kicked out of the synagogue.
no,
That's what
because
it
there's
is,
no
Kirk.
synagogue. Because this is not a synagogue. But also, is it just me, or have you been trapped on this level for like 20 minutes now?
Longer than
Oh,
20
longer.
minutes.
He doesn't know how
Yeah,
to.
he's been-
He doesn't know how to beat
I
games.
hate
It's
it.
just-
I hate the
Yeah,
wing
just-
cap. Fuck, I
get
hate
good,
the wing
dude.
cap. Damn it.
I'm surprised you've never heard of Rollo May, but you heard of Corey Jaspers. I don't think you've actually heard of Corey Jaspers, then, if you haven't heard of Rollo May. In America, he's way more famous.
Wait, who?
There's no way you've heard of Corey Jaspers, but have not heard of Rollo May.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's just, again, to be clear, I didn't take a class on existential psychology. It's like, it was just like mentioned in like one of the classes in like a chapter. So it's like, it's not like we had to go and do some reading. We just read some excerpts. It's like, yeah, this is so, I'm not overselling it. I don't oversell it here.
But I don't think you actually heard of Corey Aspers. I think that's a false memory.
Okay, Kirk, I'm lying to you. What do you want me to say? 99% of people ask me about, I tell you I don't know. And then the people I do tell you, like, I'm not sure.
Technically, if it's a false memory, you're not lying, you're just wrong.
Exactly, yeah.
He's not saying you're lying, he's saying you're
It's kind
wrong.
of unfalsifiable, though. Kirk, I don't think you've ever even heard of Don Quixote, actually. I think that's a false memory you've had. I think I actually
I don't think he's heard of Vespers either.
I think I asked you first about Don Quixote, and that's how you know about him.
No, I know you did. I heard it.
Are you sure you've heard of Corey Aspers? Are you absolutely sure? Like,
yes.
Are you sure you've heard of him?
Name 3 things about Corey Asper.
I don't fucking know. Name
Top 5 Corey Asper songs.
Corey Asper. Corey Asper
Name
books.
Name 5 songs if you're really a fan.
okay, fine. I believe you.
Jeffrey Dahmer used to dress his victims up like Teletubbies and then make them perform Shakespeare word for word, where he would torture them. I got it right in front of me. I can prove it to you right now.
I got that on Reddit, you know, but I can't find the direct source for it outside of Reddit. But that's fine.
Honestly, they were beautiful renditions of Shakespeare too.
That guy last night, man, started off so strong. He's been on the panel many times.
Dude,
Just
I don't
never
know
talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know how drunk you were, but at the end, you're like, you said something along the lines of like, you know, he's a neo-Nazi, like whatever, it's 2026. Like, you just completely skimmed past this.
Yeah,
like,
I remember saying
like,
that.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, you know, all right, it's fun. That's what, but the flat Earth thing, like, oh, that's crazy. You're like, or like, you know, you didn't say that, but like, I was a little bit blown away. You're very permissive.
That was a joke, to be clear.
I
remember I was drunk, but I remember that moment. I remember thinking it was so funny for me to be like to do that. So that was intentional. That was intentional. I don't know if it came across intentional, but it was intentional.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Okay.
You're getting a lot of grace today.
I feel like I'm not getting any grace. Kirk is denying my very real memories. Okay.
No,
you guys are thinking my Bible book isn't gonna make it into the canon.
No, I believe you. I'm just saying it's a little bit shocking because in America, Rollo May is more famous than Corey Aspers, but I believe that you've heard of him. It's just
First of all, my psych degree was in Canada, so get fucked.
Yeah, he's not in America. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I thought you lived in America and then you moved to Canada.
I did, but
he was born in America.
I was born in America, moved to Canada
in college.
And then I went back to America in my young adult, but my degree is from a Canadian school.
Have you lived more of your life in Canada or in America?
In Canada at this point.
Oh, you're Canadian. We claim you.
I deny the claim.
No contest.
Yep.
Because who would want to be a comedian? A comedian?
Nope.
Kirk is going to be a stateless citizen.
It's a package deal. Either you take Confluence and you take Kirk, or you don't take any of them, and we'll deport Kirk.
I think you do very well in like a nice, poor black African country, Kirk. They'd like you.
You would be king.
Hell no.
In the kingdom of, what is it? In the blind, what is it? Fuck, what's the quote? In the world of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That'd be Kirk.
No, the one-eyed man is stoned to death.
Well, that's also possible.
Are you gonna be day streaming?
That's almost certainly guaranteed, actually.
Are you gonna be day streaming tomorrow, Confluence?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Because I have a question, but I don't know if I should save it for Dan.
Wait,
maybe I'm going in about 10 minutes, maybe less.
Your work contract thing must be close to done by now, right? Are you unemployed yet?
No, because I haven't officially announced this yet, but Confluence got a promotion, and so he is extended for a while.
Ooh, white man getting the promotion. Big surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, his knees are sore after that promotion.
So yeah, it was supposed to end, but not anymore.
Oh,
This is where you all
congrats.
say, there we go, thank
Yep,
you. This is
there
where
it
you all
is,
say
yeah.
congratulations, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna follow up. I was in a team fight.
I wasn't gonna follow up.
Oh, I almost brought something up. Never mind. So it's,
Yeah,
it's at the same place though, right?
yeah.
Okay. Sick, man.
It's done. Was it Dunder Mifflin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I send you compliments, if I send you a video about Koryasu's philosophy, would you be willing to watch it?
I'll answer this the same way I answer all of these types of questions, Kirk. It's possible. There's a non-zero chance I'll watch the video you send.
I know, but is it probable?
Do you want me to answer honestly, or do you want me to...
Honestly.
How about we start with the dishonest one? Yeah, I'll definitely watch the video. Of course. I watch every video you send me.
Okay, what's the honest one?
Probably not, depending how long it is.
Oh.
How long
I
is
mean,
it?
just what you should do what I do when if it's something I'm interested in. When I'm working, I just throw it on in the background. It's like almost like a podcast. You just
I can't. My stuff is very like productivity based, and so I can
daily
only
affirmations. Oh, you mean your job?
No, not my what I listen to. Yeah, my job. And so if I just wouldn't perform nearly as well. So that's why I need Nightcore all the time. It's just constant Nightcore. Literally, yeah, it's Nightcore for 8 hours a day, every day.
Bro, that sounds fucking brutal.
It's amazing. I feel like a high at a certain point.
You feel like super productive.
Yeah.
There's all these like tiny YouTube channels that like take music from like video games from my childhood and blend them into like modern art. Like you can get like Michael Jackson style Final Fantasy VII and shit like that. And so I've been like, that's what I get through work with because I can't pay attention to a podcast or something.
Damn. I mean, for me, it's almost like a mood thing of like, sometimes it's like, okay, this is helping, and then other times it's like, no, I need to focus on what I'm doing. But for the most part, yeah, I'll usually have something on in the background. Not always. I try to listen to like, I really enjoy. This is so nerdy, but like history podcast. I really like medical history for some reason. That's a weird niche, but like, I'm always fascinated with like ancient, like all the crazy shit where it's like, oh, they can't believe they used to drill a hole in people's heads to like bloodlet, like all this crazy shit. But then other times it's just like fluff, like comedy podcast or something.
For me, the only podcast right now that I listen to is the Matan Evans podcast. Okay, the only one I
really. He's okay.
You don't like Matan?
He has some like gold moments, but like overall, I'm like, he's a little bit too much of a dick for me sometimes.
Oh, I think
I sent them in the philosophy section. So is that short enough that you think you'd be willing to watch them realistically?
No, don't choke. Fuck. I don't know, Kirk. How long are they? Sorry, I'm mad.
Well, the first one is 45 minutes and 21 seconds.
Wait, how long?
45 minutes and 21 seconds.
I don't even think, like, realistically, I don't even have time for this. Like I said, I get home from work and then I like eat and then I set up stream, So and then on Sunday I watch the Matan Evans podcast.
The second one is no, hold on. The second one is 6 minutes and 25 seconds.
Okay, I can watch that one.
And then the third one is 8 minutes and 10 seconds. If I did like nothing
else, if I didn't use any free time for any other activity, then I would have time. So I guess technically I have time.
It's just a matter of priorities, Confluence.
It's not a matter of priorities. Well, I guess if I didn't stream or go to work, so I guess in that sense it's true.
And the third one is 8 minutes and 10 seconds. Do you think you can watch that?
Why was it holding my fucking momentum like that? Fuck. Kirk, I blame you.
Confluence?
Yes.
Can you watch that? The one that's 8 minutes and 10 seconds?
I can probably watch that one, Kirk.
Okay.
Although you still haven't taken your stepmom's credit card and typed in the information and super chatted me, which is crazy, Kirk, okay? It's not even your money. It's her money.
Should put him in homeschool detention if he does that.
Just consider it, Kirk, okay? And Kirk's not taking a stepmom bait today. That's disappointing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Kirk, bullying you here has been one of the most fun things I've done in the internet in years.
Yeah, thank you, Kirk. You have made all of our lives slightly better.
I feel like a kid again. It's great.
Not letting Kirk host his own show is criminal.
Do you think if I asked the congregants at a church about philosophy, they would kick me out?
In the way you ask it, possibly, but you know, I think you get a warning at least. I like to think it was a good church.
Wait, hold on. In the way I asked, like, dude, when most people ask about philosophy, there's
shoot,
like
okay.
hyper-specific